The season of Pamela begins! Everyone can finally tune in for the real hard-hitting Baywatch stories. Baywatching is gonna shoot up to millions of views now, so watch out, world! This episode is a huge milestone for the series, not only because it's Pamela's intro, but because it's also our two-parter farewell to Eddie and Shawnee. But hey, if they're gonna go out, they go out with a bang, because this episode is outstandingly absurd. Between season shuffle casualties, go! Shockingly, Baywatch decided to get rid of the old people and focus on sex appeal. Lifeguard Old Man is no longer a main character, so instead he's just gonna randomly show up when you don't expect him, nor did you want him. Harvey and Captain Thorpe are missing and presumed dead. So apparently, and this is baffling to me, the big draw of the show at the time was Shawnee and Eddie's romance. I'm really worried for early 90s audiences if they thought that was in any way healthy or romantic. But whatever. When Billy Warlock and Erica Liniak decided to leave the show, Baywatch came to the conclusion that they should just replace them with similar characters. And that's how it's gonna go for a while. Xerox copies of Eddie and Shawnee that only get more degraded and sad the further down the line we go. So here's your trivia for you. Pamela Anderson was added as our bag cereal Shawnee. I'll talk more about her and the other new members of the cast as they're introduced, so let's dive in. Things start off crazy right off the bat. This bearded Santa-looking gentleman? Mitch's gold prospecting uncle. I gotta repeat that because it's one of my favorite pieces of Baywatch trivia. Mitch Buchanan has an old-timey gold prospector uncle. Just drink this in, folks. He looks like he stepped out of an Old West saloon. I might not be well versed in gold prospecting, but I'm fairly certain Baywatch thought he was a time traveler. Anyway, he's dead in the cold opening. Whoa, Baywatch, don't blow your fan service load too quickly. We're only 6.5 minutes in. I know this is taking a sharp turn out of nowhere, but Shawnee and Eddie are pissed at each other again. Shawnee is mad because Eddie was chosen to live in Australia for a year in a lifeguard exchange program. This was surely an honor bestowed upon him, and not a sneaky way to send him far away to a country where everything could and probably will kill him. Shawnee, I'm being eaten by koalas! Mitch has to jump to action when some jellyfish are spotted nearby. Snowballs! Snowballs in the water! So who will be our replacement Eddie, you ask? Well, it's impossible to find someone who's as much of a butt monkey as Eddie is, but damn do they try. Here's Matt Brody, who, turning this replacement on its head, is the rich kid with disapproving parents. I have dubbed him Eyebrows due to his thick, expressive eyebrows, because I am super creative. While he's not as much of a loser as Eddie, make no mistake, he is an incredible butt munch. Okay, so technically there are two Shawnee replacements, since this one really fits the Shawnee archetype more, but in Baywatch land, there's never too many superfluous characters. This is Summer, who has just moved to the beach with her mother Jackie. Why they thought Jackie was worth adding, I don't know, but she's certainly here. As for Summer, she's meant to be the plucky new kid, I guess, but mostly I spend my time worrying about her health, as she seems constantly on the verge of passing out. It's not as obvious in the beginning, but by the end, boy, Baywatch has never seen such severe burnout. Meanwhile, Mitch is cooking meat! Hope things aren't interrupted by a call about his crazy gold prospecting uncle getting killed.
Mr. Buchanan, your name and number on the last will and testament, identifying you as the sole heir to Alex Buchanan, who drowned several days ago in a river accident.
No! Mitch was his sole heir? They weren't really that close.
I got a crazy old uncle named Alex who lives up on the American River. Thought he was a 49er prospecting for gold.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Thanks anyway. I haven't seen him since I was a kid.
Did he not want to leave anything to his brother or sister, whichever the hell parent he's supposed to be related to? Funeral arrangement party, everyone's invited!
Why don't you guys come along? You don't make a weekend out of it, huh?
Please adopt me before I leave the show! Well, Eddie and Shawnee have done nothing but snipe and undermine each other this entire episode, so naturally we cut to them making out in front of a fireplace. This leads to another argument because Shawnee wants some real commitment from Eddie. Hey, he proposed to you. It's not his fault you forgot. I should probably talk about this now, since it's my last opportunity to do so, and I think it's worth mentioning. I've brought up how creepy and unhealthy their relationship is before, in this very video even, and it's hard not to compare that with the real-life relationship of Billy Warlock and Erica Liniak, which, at least from interviews I've seen, seem to have some jealous parallels on the part of Billy Warlock. But, I gotta be clear here. All I know is that Billy Warlock came off like the jealous type, but I have no idea what their personal life was really like, so I don't want anyone thinking that I'm trying to out Billy Warlock himself as some sort of creep. He just very convincingly plays one on TV. And, even if their relationship was unhealthy, you gotta remember this was 23 years ago, and no one is the same person they were after 2 decades. By all accounts, both actors seem to have moved on to happier and healthier relationships. So, whatever the case was, it's water under the bridge by this point. That being said, Eddie is a total creepster. Ooh, and there was no food left in the house. Meanwhile, who should show up on Baywatch Beach but Jed, Summer's mom's abusive ex-boyfriend? But he didn't take into account there'd be a bunch of rookie lifeguard wieners around. Watch your butt, man, or we'll kick you in the cojones. Right, Chad? Skylar? Kimberly? Drat, foiled again! Get fucking ready, folks. Here comes Pamela. Holy schmoly! That's one of the greatest intros you could have ever given her. Hats off to you, Baywatch, you crazy masterminds. Never in a million years would I think, just give her a saxophone and have her playing it by the river for no reason. Perfect! Pamela Anderson is CJ, a river guide who Mitch used to know when she was a lifeguard.
I miss the beach. Should come back to Baywatch.
Yeah, rookie swim starts next week. Requalify, I'll get you a tower.
Well, I guess there's nothing holding me here anymore, is there?
She doesn't really commit to much, does she? That was the world's quickest life turnaround I've ever seen, Baywatch. I love rapids because me, Eddie, love Wawa!
I'll kill you, you son of a bitch!
So Shawnee tells Eddie she thinks she might be pregnant. Don't even tease about the possibility of Eddie contributing to the gene pool. I'm pretty sure that's the opposite of Darwinism. Does this mean I'm gonna be a big brother? Getting back to the plot that really matters, here's where things go nuts. Mitch apparently had a secret hiding place with his gold prospecting uncle. Gold prospector uncle was bragging that he'd found the gold boot, a giant gold nugget in the shape of a boot, and said in his will that Mitch's inheritance would be hidden in that secret place. Keep in mind, this is his estranged nephew he last saw when he was like 12. Gold prospector uncle left a treasure map for Mitch to find that would lead him to his inheritance. Meanwhile, 2 shady gold prospectors are following them in the hopes of stealing the treasure. When Shawnee waits behind to go back to the bed and breakfast, one of said evil gold prospectors emerges from the water like a fish man to kidnap her. Man, oh manity man, I love this friggin' show. And until any evidence comes forth that refutes it, I'm gonna assume that that map was written on human skin. Oh, come on, guys. You can't end part 1 on a kidnapping and then begin part 2 with a reused shot that still has Shawnee in it.
Yeah! Right!
Well, if they're just gonna shoot at them, what's the point of kidnapping Shawnee?
I'll never give up my crazy prospector uncle's treasure map for her, you sons of bitches!
Good one, Mitch.
I'll save you, my dumpling! Ow, a crawdad got stuck up my ass!
I love how Eddie had like a minute head start, and Mitch still had to claim this save. A save which, by the way, he caused.
Don't worry, Shawnee. Bullets are good for babies. Now I know why I never married you. Dad, I got shot in the leg!
Can it, Hopster? We've got treasure to find!
I want to marry you, Shawnee.
Baywatch, how many times must we do this dance?
Marriages are built on a strong foundation of guilt trips and baby obligations. Ow, we sat on a sharp rock.
Anyway, it turns out Shawnee's not really pregnant, so thank God for small favors, but for whatever insane reason, they go through with their second or possibly first engagement anyway.
You're my silver medal, Eddie.
For whatever convoluted reason they came up with, Mitch and company continue their mad search for treasure and hope that the guy who was supposed to pick up Shawnee radios for help. Sure, there's a couple of yokels trying to shoot you to death, but there's gold in them there hills. These treasure clues are beyond stupid. For example, one of the landmarks they need to find is Wilma's table, and they automatically pull out of their butts that it's Wilma Flintstone and it must be a flat rock. This takes like 10 seconds for them to jump to that oddly specific conclusion. Meanwhile, things have escalated quickly on the Summer's mom's ex-boyfriend front.
Call the police on me, will you? They'll never connect me to this.
Whoa, did somebody ask for a rescue? Don't harsh my mellow, bro. I'll throw my money at you.
Enchanté.
Oh, that was pathetic. Now Mitch is being lowered by rope into a crypt. Man, oh man, oh man. I have so many questions. Why is there an underground crypt in the middle of Rapid Country? Who built this and when? How did Prospector Uncle get there? How did he get out? Did he not think this discovery was worth the amount of money he wasted his life prospecting for? I'm confused. Anyway, he finds the gold boot inside a coffin. Grave robbing. Good old-fashioned family fun. What the fuck was that, sound editor? Anyway, they sold it for themselves and left Mitch behind to rot in a crypt forever. Just kidding. It's the evil gold prospectors again. All we need now is the added cliche that the sheriff is in on the whole thing, and whoop, there we go.
Trying to tie my hand.
I can't get it. Shawnee, you act like we've never been held hostage before.
I want a divorce.
Joke's on you, I shit myself. Dad!
Shut up, Hobie.
My treasure, bitch!
Run.
The raft was heading straight for Devil's Mouth, where no one has ever fallen in and been recovered, so of course, Mitch's plan is to just jump out of the raft and swim for it. Yeah, a current with a 100% fatality rate seems swimmable. And they lost the gold boot along the way.
This is all your fault, Hobie 2. We're gonna starve now.
Please stop chewing on my leg, Dad.
Looks like we still got time for a rookie montage. Skip. Our main characters make the cut. Fuck everyone else. Try again next year. Oh, and Shawnee and Eddie get married and go to Australia together. Shawnee, I'm so sorry. You were so young. You had your whole life ahead of you. Okay, so this is probably the only time you're gonna see me on camera during a Baywatching episode, but I felt like it warranted saying this in person. Eddie, I'm gonna miss you. Truly, you were the greatest gift Baywatch could have given us. You were the best and worst of us. So, Godspeed, you sad little troll. Godspeed, and may flights of Shawnees sing thee to thy rest.
Next time on Baywatch.
Mitch is upset to find their newest lieutenant is an old girlfriend of his. Meanwhile, Eyebrows and Summer take on a surf gang. Surf's up! Allow me to introduce another Baywatch staple to you fine folks, and that is the extended cameo main character. The idea is simple. Someone is signed on to be a main character, gets an opening credit slot, and proceeds to barely show up before they fade into obscurity. Enter Jimmy Slade. Jimmy here is played by Kelly Slater, real-life record-setting champion surfer in his first acting role. He's considered to be one of the greatest surfers of all time. Plus, People magazine voted him one of the 50 most beautiful people in the world a year prior to his casting on the show, so I suppose Baywatch figured they'd better snap him up quick. When the season starts, it's clear Slade was probably written with a bigger purpose in mind, and kudos for his accomplishments in the surfing world, but I have a hunch about why his character just sort of fizzled out into nothing. He's not a very good actor.
Oh, the ultimate California girl? Don't worry about them, they're after me.
Here's Pamela Anderson smacking Numi's ass. Okay, so let's address the big pink Hasselhoff in the room here. Mitch was clearly not getting enough saves. And so, Mitch has decided to get his buns back on the beach and defer his authority to a new supervising lieutenant. Ha! No one will call Mitch a wet blanket again. He's not the man. He's one of the cool kids, not the crusty authority type. Goodbye pressed pants, hello legs for days. Who is this new lame-o buzzkill?
No woman tells Mitch Buchanan what to do! Make me a burger, woman!
Actually, Mitch is upset because this is Stephanie Holden, who he used to have a relationship with until she up and left him.
I didn't want to date her anyway. Please take me back, I have attachment issues.
Not much has changed around here in 3 years. Certainly not you. Still fluffed and buffed.
Do what you want. I'm sure you will anyway.
I still exist.
Shut up, old man, nobody cares.
You're like Bogart in Casablanca. Of all the beaches and all the towns and all the world, she has to walk into mine.
Yeah, don't oversell yourself, Baywatch. This is kind of like Casablanca, if nothing meant anything and Bogart had a dead uncle who was a gold prospector. I think it's time for some romantic flashbacks.
I'm Stephanie Holden. I'm subbing for Jill while she's on vacation.
A Jill reference, huh? Run out of references for real characters? I really hope vacation is code for eaten by a shark, and everyone was in severe denial.
Hello, replacement wife.
As time goes by.
I take you back to cave now.
Meanwhile, Mitch has sent Eyebrows to go undercover to try and catch some irresponsible surfers. Good thing they got their best man on the case. Things are gonna go way over Eyebrows' head here, however, because little do they know the irresponsible surfers are actually a surf gang. I really don't get this surf gang's end goal. How do they lay claim to a section of the ocean? Is this really worth hospitalizing people?
Off our waves or we'll drown you.
Whoa! Battle of the cardboard! Who will get the soggiest the quickest? How are they gonna cover this one up? It's one thing to pretend someone drowned, but they're just strangling them. Whoa! Get a load of my eyebrow foo! Whatcha? Stephanie, don't go through Mitch's things like some sort of jerko. All you're gonna find is his collection of condoms, burgers, and jet ski magazines. What she also finds is the friendship bracelet she made Mitch, kept lovingly in his desk for 3 years. Yes, I believe the man who has fallen in love with a murderer at the drop of a hat was pining over the same woman for all this time.
Do some fancy dribbling and slam dunk?
To win the game?
No. Send it into overtime.
Sports metaphors by the fireplace? So romantic.
Baby, you slam dunked my heart.
Oh.
Can I come in?
Sure.
Wow, Mitch got really confused over the commercial break. Here we get a really intense and moronic fight. Mitch is pissed because Stephanie broke up with him via note. She throws out the "I found our friendship bracelet in your desk" trump card, which isn't really great for your argument to admit you were rooting through someone's things.
It's a friendship bracelet, Mitch. Can't we at least be friends?
I just want to be friends. That's why I gave you a friendship bracelet.
Well, I'm giving you an unfriendship bracelet.
Ah! Speaking of romance, what's this? A budding attraction between Summer and Slade? This will surely be a relationship to last the ages. Half of this is just Summer looking terrified out of her mind. Meanwhile, things go from bad to worse when Stephanie tries to steal a save from Mitch.
Not in my lifetime, you son of a Mitch!
Shortly after this shot, the two of them pulled this man apart like a wishbone.
I got the bigger half, my save!
Stephanie reveals that the reason she left him was because she was married at the time, and decided to take her husband back because Mitch's divorce seemed messy. See, she only left you because she lied to you and went back to her no-good husband. That means it was okay in the end.
I'm giving you the slam dunk of approval, Stephanie.
Goal!
That's not...
This surfer gang is diabolically over the top. They decide the only way to get Slade out of the water is to set up a barbed wire trap, which will surely not lead back to them.
This is our beach, our water. If we don't defend it, we're gonna have jellyfish like him all over the place.
The hell are you people? Apparently, trying to strangle Eyebrows and Slade wasn't enough evidence in the eyes of the law to get rid of these guys, so Garner enlists Mitch's help to go stake out the beach. Serendipitously, lead surf ninja has challenged Slade to a contest to control the beach, with the plan of getting him with their barbed wire, all with the knowledge that a lifeguard is right there watching them. Ha ha ha! We'll never be caught!
Oh, don't come too close. It's sharp, it's right behind me.
I guess, I don't know, I'm just taking my word for it. Do the new me.
Here's a present for you.
I'll see you around, lifeguard.
No, not really.
What I said about becoming part of the wave, this isn't what I meant.
Clever.
Next time on Baywatch,
Rookies, disapproving parents, bickering roommates, annoying supporting characters, status quo central.
No one's having any saves out there without me, right?
Okay, there's like one guy in the water, and suddenly they're sending in the whole A-team. You got Mitch, CJ, Stephanie, Shippy, Numi, and RoboCop. Calm down, guys. It's not like you're paid on commission. Hey, you like that A-team joke, face man? Wait, really? Mitch saw a paper bag from that far away and mistook it for a person? How?
that's some good comedy.
I will get my revenge for this bag-related prop comedy!
Meanwhile, Eyebrows has a neglectful father. I guess.
Dad, why don't you come out of the Stone Age and get a computer like all the other writers?
Written 10 novels and 18 movies on this machine, Matt. Not about to abandon it now.
I didn't fight the Cylons so I could not use a typewriter, son. Go count your money and think about what you've done.
Well, maybe I should have been born a machine.
Mathieu, tu sais que ton père ne veut pas que tu fasses des motocyclettes avec tes shorts.
Peut-être si j'ai du poids, on pourrait changer mes vraies jambes pour des jambes mécaniques.
Meanwhile, apparently Rookie School involves rescue can spinning in its curriculum.
Yeah, my father's on my case again.
Liar, liar, pants on fire, Eyebrows. All he did was say no when you asked him to stop using a typewriter.
I swear the day I graduate Rookie School, I'm gonna take this rescue can and shove it right up his typewriter.
Well, folks, after some ominous foreshadowing, the time has finally come. The time of darkness. The time to suffer punishment for some untold sin we committed. The time for Guido is now. Okay, so I know pretty much my only joke about Harvey was that he was the worst, because let's be real, he was the worst kind of person. But if you want to know which Baywatch character I hated the most out of all 11 seasons plus Baywatch nights, it's fucking Guido. Man, fuck this guy. Fuck him so hard. There was not one moment of screen time with this dumb fuck where I didn't want him to be shot violently in the face at point-blank range and then his body violated by horny dolphins. Fuck everything about him. Guido stands for everything that was ever wrong in the world. He only exists because to have goodness and light, there must also be equal darkness. The principle of yin and yang. Fuck him up the ass with a chainsaw.
Just look at this body, huh? And look at these muscles, huh? So many of them all in one place, huh? Oh, I spent day and night working and polishing and cleaning and cleaning and polishing and cleaning and cleaning. Oh, and Lieutenant Holden.
Guido. If you want the short version, Guido is the comic relief. The long version is that he's just some fucking guy who does stupid things on the beach, and the audience just has to steel themselves through all of his scenes. His inclusion in this series is as baffling as it is pointless. So the rookies are all competing for Rookie of the Year, which is kind of like Employee of the Month for Lifeguards, I guess. But Eyebrows and Summer aren't taking it seriously enough, which causes Mitch to go into silly accent mode.
Hello.
Eyebrows should be focusing on more important things than jokes, like leering creepily at Pamela Anderson. Meanwhile, through wacky sitcom-level shenanigans, Stephanie and CJ have become unwilling roommates after renting out the same apartment from an old ex. I hope Stephanie was dating him during those 3 years while Mitch was crying over her friendship bracelet. Aw man, this is too much. Stephanie is a neat freak buzzkill, and CJ is a new agey health nut who wears backwards hats. You couldn't get more opposite than that. How will these two ever get along in the same apartment?
I should be using salt. I like salt. Makes you bloat.
Do I look bloated to you?
I'm in too serene a state to engage in a bloat debate.
Salt's arguments. That's classic Baywatch. Back at the Eyebrows household, Summer is visiting for a study session while Mr. Eyebrows shows off a series of smarmy poses.
He's just trying to probe you for material. Everyone he meets is just research for one of his novels or scripts.
So, Is he really that bad?
Stupid creative dad with your people watching? I am suddenly French! Sacre bleu!
That's just inconsistent, son.
He's so busy being French at his dad that he's late for rookie school, so Stephanie just assaults him. Whoa, they really don't fuck around in rookie school. You know, she wouldn't be this irritable if she just ate less salt.
I don't want to be a lifeguard anymore.
You inspire me.
Wait, what? Back up, Baywatch. You can't just randomly throw Ted Raimi in a scene and have him never show up again with no explanation. What was the story there? Was he just randomly on the set of some other better thing and they asked him to do a cameo? Did he owe someone money? Did he try out for a role as a lifeguard and they turned him down? What was the deal with Lunatics: A Love Story? I'm confused, man.
What would you be doing right now? If I didn't come home when I did, huh? I mean, right this second, what?
What would you be doing, CJ? Having sexual intercourse? Turning our apartment into a den of sin? We were gonna read from this totally new agey book called the Necronomicon, Stephanie. This is why we can't have nice things.
So Eyebrows has run away from home because of his bad time at rookie school? I don't know. Anyway, Mitch talks to his parents and then goes looking for him.
My father gives new meaning to the phrase family man, doesn't he?
What does that mean? I still don't understand what he's even done.
Why is my being a lifeguard so important to you?
Because you remind me of a young hothead I once knew who had a problem with his dad.
Eddie Kramer?
No.
Don't point out your ingenious marketing strategy, Baywatch. We all know Eyebrows is Eddie Light. With the bar set that low, Eyebrows is inspired to be at least average.
I'm sorry I'm late again, Lieutenant Holden. It will never happen again.
Damn it.
Out of the way! The rookies are coming!
So there's like 3 other rookie montages in this episode that I didn't even bother mentioning, because rookie montages have even less of note than regular montages. But this last one here is special, because it contains an iconic Baywatch moment. Classic! Man, wherever that guy is now, I hope he got everything he ever wanted in life. I love that during Eyebrows' triumphant moment here, Mitch is yelling like a villain who just found out they saved the old folks' home. Also, did Eyebrows' parents ever, check in on him? Must be too busy using a typewriter to see if he's alright.
I'm sure you're all on pins and needles wondering who the Rookie of the Year is, so I won't leave you hanging any longer. It's me! Yes, for the 30th consecutive year, I, Mitch Buchanan, am Rookie of the Year! Better luck next time, suckers!
Well, hey, what about Guido?
No! Fuck off!
Next time on Baywatch, I'm so excited! I'm so excited!
That we have another Hobie plot? I don't know.
'Cause I'm Saved by the Bell!
In the darkness it lurks, waiting, biding its time until it would be least remembered or suspected, chillingly silent save for the ocean crashing around it. You know its name. They call it the Death Pier. Kudos for saving the Pier Pressure pun until Season 3, Baywatch. That's some remarkable restraint there.
That reminds me, I haven't had a creepy underage love interest in a while.
Yeah, let's pair it up with a bunch of Hobie's one-episode Friends plot. You've got your standard Hobster episode. Anywho, the Death Pier is about to meet its greatest enemy, Jimmy Slade! His unremarkable acting skills are counteracted by his prowess in the ocean, and the Death Pier will always sort of remember him as the one that got away. Watch in awe as he reads his lines with all of the charisma of a school book report.
Okay, let's pay it before the lifeguard gets back from patrol. Right after I win the OP Pro, which, thanks to your friends, I can now afford to enter.
That's when the dumpster decides to surf under the Death Pier himself to impress a girl.
Hey, get away from there! Don't even think about it!
Hey, don't even, Hey, you... Don't... I don't even... Hey,
look at that dumb kid in the water! I'd hate to be that kid's dad. Wait a minute. You've embarrassed me for the last time, Hobostiltskin!
Okay, so Baywatch is gonna throw a lot at us all at once, so let me just cut it into a handy montage.
Oh my god. This is all your fault.
What? How was any of this Jimmy's doing? His only crime is being too wooden to ever drown.
You know there's a rule against being topless on this beach, Slade. You disgust me. Make yourself decent and get off my sand. Hobie, this is your fault.
Next time, Hobie. Next time.
Hobie just can't keep himself out of trouble, so he stops by the good old-fashioned video game liquor store to play some Street Fighter 2.
Oh man, this combination of things is just asking for trouble. Good thing we aren't easily influenced. Let's play some games and get drunk.
Woo!
And murder our parents.
Woo! Why is this guy so invested in what these 12-year-olds are doing? By the way, according to IMDb, the guy playing the owner of the video game liquor store has the totally awesome title of Baywatch's Paymaster.
It took me some time.
Woohoo! Give us some warning next time before you throw Summer's mom doing bad karaoke at us. But boy, that nonsensical red lighting sure fooled us into thinking she was a professional singer. Lordy, I don't even have to make up jokes about it anymore. Just every time we cut to the Buchanan household, Mitch is cooking some sort of meat product.
You been drinking beer?
Without me? Quit holding out on me, pal.
No, the video games are in a liquor store.
What?
Exactly my reaction.
You struck out twice. 3 times you're out of circulation for a week. You got that? Now you get upstairs, you take a shower, and you come down and you have your burnt dinner.
I don't want any burned dinner. I don't want anything from you.
Okay, Mitch, the dinner thing was your fault. Let's not go pointing fingers here.
She's burned my dinner for the last time. You hear that, Hobie? Too, I'll kill you. Thinking about grinding you up in this blender, friendo.
Mitch has a surprisingly lax disciplinary system, though, I gotta say.
Sure, you almost killed yourself and wasted taxpayer money rescuing you, and then disobeyed me by staying out late at a liquor store, but I'm gonna see how this pans out before I maybe ground you for a week.
That's it. Strike 3. You're grounded for the entire weekend.
The fuck?
And the winner of the Guy Who Surfed award is Jimmy Slade! Huzzah!
Thanks, I think I surf good. Baywatch is still trying to pitch this romance between Summer and Slade, but trouble is afoot when evil Elizabeth Berkley shows up to throw a monkey wrench into things. We know she's evil because she's wearing black.
And how do you know all the dish on her?
Information is everything.
That's true.
What?
Well, I told you it'd be worth it. Well, have a great time.
Does he have to change his diaper, or...? Meanwhile, a fight breaks out at the video game liquor store.
Are there kids fighting out here? I've gotta see this.
But uh-oh, is that Garner very slowly driving toward them?
Is that a girl over there? You're under arrest for watching a fight. Just you. Everyone else is free to go. Hey, is that Street Fighter 2?
Playing Street Fighter 2. Then Andy said he was mad because I beat him at Street Fighter 2.
Next time you play Street Fighter 2, it'll be with your elbow.
Sandbony.
So anyway, Summer and Elizabeth Berkley have a rivalry now because of Jimmy Slade's handsome blandness, which is no good for Summer since Elizabeth McEvil and her friend are the most popular girls in school. Summer tells them to stop drinking alcohol on the beach, all while trying her best to remain conscious.
Give me that. It was my save. You all saw it. Man, I hope she's single.
Meanwhile, things have gotten intense in this Hobie plot. Both kids involved in the fight are threatening to take away Hobie's Street Fighter 2 if he won't be their witness and say the other one started it, and in order to keep Mitch from knowing he went back to the video game liquor store, he meets one of them under the death pier alone. This is a recipe for disaster.
Now it's time for you to make up your mind whose side you're on. Ow! So what's it gonna be? Him or me?
Holy shit, kid! Street Fighter 2 is not worth this kind of villainy.
Good luck under that mattress. I have a gun, dude.
There's nothing like a good old-fashioned skateboard chase while extras walk casually around them to get the heart pumping.
Well, I guess this wouldn't be the first time you've gotten out of consequences because you ended up endangering your own stupid life. Come here, you scamp.
Mom, did you make many friends in high school? Not many. Was it awful? No, but it's not how many friends you make, it's how many friends you keep.
That sums up your plot this episode, Summer. Let's go.
I think a lot of it has to do with peer pressure.
That's the episode title! Next time on Baywatch, can the Baywatch crew help perpetuate Native American stereotypes at the coolest school in town? Meanwhile, Garner has an identity crisis. Like, rad. Baywatch has already worn so many hats in these 3 seasons, but there was one abundant resource they hadn't quite tapped yet, and that's some good old-fashioned magical Native American plots. This episode'll fix that right quick. Here we meet Bear Sutter, and in case you forget that he's Native American, this episode is gonna remind you constantly.
The white man may have taken our land, but they will never take our stock footage.
That's adorable. It's too bad that deer came here to build condominiums. Meanwhile, Eyebrows and Slade are driving their dune buggies on the beach.
If they catch me, I'm history.
Why are all of Baywatch's newest recruits the worst lifeguards ever? Like 2 episodes ago, Eyebrows was crowned Rookie of the Year. I can see how hard it is for Mitch and Garner to catch them though, seeing as how they're seen later just sitting casually with their dune buggies on a crowded beach. Hilarious. Okay, so I gotta prepare you for this one, folks, which is more preparation than the show gave us. They immediately follow this with a super homoerotic scene of Garner in a leopard print Speedo showering with Mitch, and the 2 of them bickering like an old married couple. Just drink it all in.
You need to get mud flaps on those rear tires.
Is it my fault they make you ride a scooter on the beach? Frankly, I think it's embarrassing.
You think I like working on the beach? I hate the beach. I've always hated the beach.
Meanwhile, Summer is talking about how her first day at Malibu Beach High is coming up. Wait, so how did she know Elizabeth Berkley and her friend were the most popular girls in school in the last episode? CJ mentions that Summer will be okay because she's dating Jimmy Slade, as if that's some sort of accomplishment. Wait, now they're dating? Way to blow your load, Baywatch! You could have drawn this out for years with their will they or won't they chemistry. If there's one thing I can say about Kelly Slater, though, they sure got their money's worth in surfing montages with him. But, uh-oh, the sinister Elizabeth Berkley has her eye on him as she evilly horse rides on the beach. Witness her subtle flirtation tactics.
I love the way a horse feels when he's under me.
See ya.
So I don't remember if I read this somewhere or if I'm just an astute guesser, but Showdown at Malibu Beach High reeks of backdoor pilot. Following some of the setup from the last episode, we're introduced to our standard set of high school characters surrounding Summer, Slade, and Eyebrows. The bitchy popular girls, the token ethnic person, this guy who they tried to pretend was Eyebrows' rival and Rookie of the Year. None of which really matter since this is the last time you ever see them. Add on the element of Pamela Anderson being a coach at their school for some reason, but only for this episode, and it all sort of seems like an idea that never really took off. Also, I'm sorry, the kind of party you've only heard about ends at question mark? Yeah, way to be cool, Eyebrows.
Where you been all summer?
I've been out in the desert, man, purifying my soul.
Crying by the highway because of littering? It's been great.
So Summer's mad because Slade has been hanging out with Nomi Malone, who was offered to find a sponsor for him for some surfing thing. He's a surfer, you see. So Summer gives him the cold shoulder, and you wouldn't know from the casual tone of voice, but he reveals that he came to the beach to escape his alcoholic, abusive Marine father.
Every time we got drunk, I became the enemy.
Why don't you go watch reruns of Dynasty or something?
Anyway, who cares about that? The real story here is about the school selling off Native American land to build condos, because somehow the school owned that, and I don't know. So Bear has chained himself up inside an ancient Native American chalk drawing to make a point. It's important not to step on it, or it'll summon more animal stock footage.
Don't step on the sun sign.
My god, shop teacher, you've cursed us all.
This is how Poltergeist started.
Is that all it does? Just fly around up there?
Meanwhile, Garner has transferred off of beach patrol and into an office after his bickering match with Mitch. But, haha, office work is boring! So, did he not have paperwork when he worked on the beach? True story. The reason Garner's character was working the beach was because his captain was giving him shit work after he broke his nose for taking credit for a case he solved. That's just awesome!
Damn it, Garner, you gotta file these reports. The mayor's on my ass about this filing situation. I file by my own rules, Captain. You're a loose cannon. If you weren't the best damn filer in the county, I'd toss you out of this filing office. Same to you, sir. Are we the same person?
Mitch shows up to rub Garner's misfortune in his face, and also to try and woo him back. In his words, he misses his little face.
I miss your little face.
He also offers to cook for him, which is like one step beyond marriage in Mitch's world.
I'll cook for you anytime you want at my house. Dinner's on me.
Please, Garner, I miss your leopard print Speedos. Who else will become a PI with me in a misguided spin-off? You complete me!
So, whoever decided to give Slade here a big emotional scene with his abusive father, big ups! That was a good move!
Look, I'm going pro soon. When I make enough money, I'm out of here. Maybe we'll go to Hawaii or somewhere. I don't know. I don't care. Just take the job.
Surfers are the scum of the earth. You want to be like that Kelly Slater? Huh? A beach bum?
Oh no, now what will I use as a crutch to make up for my acting? Let's see what Bear is doing.
Every day I come to this sacred bluff to form the Y in YMCA, but the rest of the village people refuse to come.
So Bear, Summer, and Eyebrows have to convince Principal What's-His-Face that this random area next to the highway is sacred Native American land and stop the sale.
Can you give me any hard evidence?
A bird? A bird in the sky? My God, he's right!
Can you give me any hard evidence?
Yep, pretty much magic.
Yep, this is some bullshit.
We saved the school! Hooray!
That's not what we were... Okay, yeah, we saved the school.
It's cool Slade was able to magically repair his surfboard so that potential sponsor could see him. Okay, this time the asshole's on him.
I can't believe you're jealous.
I just made out with... Oh yeah, right, we're dating. On Baywatch, sequences of events don't matter. By the way, if you were invested in his love triangle with Elizabeth Berkley and Summer, his surf sponsorship, or his abusive father plot, none of them are ever brought up again. Well, the episode's got 10 minutes left and it's not cluttered enough. We might as well randomly throw in an anti-huffing message.
The stuff may not be illegal, but it could kill you.
Suddenly, I'm part of this plot.
Eyebrows gets a talking to about not taking the cans away from the dipsticks at the party, and he fesses up to his dune buggy ride on the beach. Clearly, the Rookie of the Year has fallen from his pedestal.
You're not gonna do anything?
No. But when I tell Garner...
Haha, comedy! It's funny because he's a professional life-saving individual. Speaking of Garner, he's back on beach patrol after assaulting his police captain again, this time landing him with a broken arm. Haha, police officers don't have real consequences. Our main characters are all horrible people. Did Garner murder them? Next time on Baywatch, Mitch is the victim of a hilarious beach prank. Meanwhile, Eyebrows gets involved in illegal motorcycle racing.
Vroom vroom!
While we have a time filler montage of Eyebrows racing a woman he met on the side of the road, I gotta point out something about this season. Baywatch is made up of a bunch of horny assholes. Just out of the new recruits, you've got Summer, who's had like 16 boyfriend-related crises after dating Slade for like a day. Slade, who doesn't understand that when you're dating someone, you can't make out with someone else. And Eyebrows here, who can't keep his French baguette in his pants for more than 10 seconds.
Oh no, I got covered in baby diarrhea.
Meanwhile, a sinister plan is slowly seeping through the ranks of Baywatch's finest. So Stephanie and Mitch have been training for an upcoming race for weeks, and Stephanie has decided to pull out last minute. But she tells Garner not to tell him she's dropping out, and to instead say she's been getting all of these super fast times. And if we know anything about Mitch, he can't resist a pissing match.
I'm better than everyone else at everything!
Gradually, the news spreads to pretty much everyone on the beach, who all come to a mutual agreement to refuse to tell Mitch he's being a petty dipshit. Basically, this episode is everyone taking immense joy in Mitch's misfortune. This This is just an excuse to put David Hasselhoff in a Speedo for an entire episode, isn't it, Baywatch?
A body such as yours is a temple to be worshipped. Oh, this is not so much a pleasure for me as it is a religious experience.
Fuck off, Guido. Zap, kick his ass.
It's Zap, and she... Oh, man!
I just met the most phenomenal woman.
What is she, a mud wrestler?
I'll never get tired of seeing Garner laugh at his own jokes. Do you think she'll like my abs?
Not for standing next to my six-pack, bud.
I couldn't even keep up with her.
I hope you're not saying that come race day.
Shut up. Shut up.
Another witty retort from Mitch Von Malibu. So CJ asks why Stephanie is training so hard when she's not entering the race, and Stephanie says that she's pranking Mitch because he used to prank people all the time when she was a rookie. Wait, so she's had however many years to prank him back. What she comes up with is to train for weeks for a race she isn't going to enter, all so she can get Mitch to work out a little harder? Stephanie might just be the lamest person on the planet.
See, it's funny because I'm doing everything except the racing part. That'll be worth a good chuckle.
Eyebrows' newest conquest is a bad girl. She rides motorcycles, challenges tough guys, doesn't drink her milk. And she's challenged this buff dude here to race for pinks at Point Doom, a section of road that's been closed due to dangerous conditions. Look, if Eyebrows could race it at the beginning of the episode, it's probably not that hard.
Kate's beat you, I beat him. I think we should go against each other, don't you?
He beat me, and you beat him, so that means I'll beat you.
Check out my new ride. Oh, yeah. You mean the, bike?
Or the girl, for sex.
Yeah, seems safe enough. The water is in good hands. I don't think we've had enough shots of Eyebrows leering creepily at someone. Have I seduced you with my devastatingly good looks, ma chérie?
My name is...
Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Ho ho ho, I've got her right where I want her. Get it? This is a man who knows his balls. That's like a penis. Okay guys, enough. I'm not gonna say it's obvious this episode was running short, but it's pretty obvious this episode was running short. Motorcycle Babe tells Eyebrows a little bit about her childhood, and then he says this.
I know more about you than I do most people. But I still don't know your name.
Really? Either she's got no filter, or Eyebrows is incredibly unobservant of other people. Anyway, let's get to that race. I wasn't aware the lead singer of Nickelback was in this episode, but the more you know. I'm so glad they decided to mash together this high-stakes, illegal motorcycle race with Mitch's never-ending dick measuring competition. And it all came together in the end.
Give it to me, I got her. No, it's my save, alright?
Give her my arm. No.
Come on.
Hold the other end.
Hand her over.
No,
stupid.
I can swim better without...
Oh, bitch.
I got a pulse.
That makes me sad. Look, the important thing here is who got the save.
Who got to the girl first?
I did.
I was underwater grabbing her while you were still searching for my air bubbles.
We'll find out who's faster when we race for real.
Just watch your face near my feet.
I love being really passive-aggressive.
Same to you, mega bitch.
So Eyebrows decides to defend his fair maiden's honor by confronting the dude she was racing.
Don't know her. I never said Jessie was a her.
Yeah, well, I'm psychic.
Damn, his alibi is solid. Now he's gotta challenge him to a race.
Come on, Hudson. Shut up.
Oh man, oh fuck me. I didn't add this song. They really do a Mitch workout montage to I'm Too Sexy. It's like the show makes the jokes for me sometimes. Oh man, Garner's teasing him with ruffles. He's just asking to lose an arm.
I'm too sexy for your party. Too sexy for your party.
This might just be one of the greatest Baywatch montages of all time. Transitioning from an extreme high to an extreme low, we have a fucking Guido subplot in this. An angry bodybuilder wants to beat the crap out of him because he was hitting on his girlfriend, and somehow the show treats this like this is a bad thing. So he asks CJ to pretend to be his fiancée to get him out of it.
Oh, thank you very much. You're too kind. Thank you so much. Whoop, I'm sorry. Oh, thank you very much. You're too kind. Thank you so much.
Die slowly, shit sandwich.
Engaged? You lied to me! You're too kind!
Kill him.
Freeze, lifeguard! And police. Yeah, and police. Whatever.
Well, he's dead. Yep, definitely dead.
I have to fix some damage back home. That doesn't mean I won't be back to get my bike.
Just to get your bike?
Oh, I'm stupid. Now that that's wrapped up, we can conclude the real story here.
Race isn't over till the bald lifeguard sings.
Ouch, throwing a shot at Numi? You deserve whatever you're getting, Mitch. Which, admittedly, isn't much. Half of these montages in this episode, I feel like I'm watching that 60s Bigfoot footage. That's when they tell Mitch he was beaten by a woman!
I worked so hard!
Well. Time to face reality, Buchanan. You're over the hill.
Man, this is like a look into David Hasselhoff's psyche.
Gotcha!
Oh man, I wish I could come up with endings this great.
One day, their blood will be mine. My save.
Next time on Baywatch, Mitch falls in love with a princess. Can he save her from assassins and win a boat tournament? Looks like they're royally screwed. So apparently boat races don't clear the water before just running down anything in their path. But look, it was important for this to happen so they could get this shot of Pamela Anderson. So anyway, she was almost run down by Snooty McRich here, and Mitch and Numi would have something to say about it if only they could understand his $10 words.
Is winning a race worth killing someone?
She's alive, so your question is moot.
Moot.
Nice word.
Your win is moot.
I'll moot you up the ass, pal.
I say, good job almost killing that poor person.
Thank you, your highness.
So the other hoity-toity dude here is the king of who cares, and Snooty Snotface is arranged to be married to his daughter Catherine. On the cool trivia side of things, the princess is played by Laura Herring, award-winning actress from Mulholland Drive, but more interestingly, someone who holds a royal title in real life. Apparently, for a couple of years in the 80s, she was married to someone of German nobility, and that means she's got the title for life, so there you go. She was also the first Latina to win Miss USA, and, oh yeah, survived being shot in the head when she was 12. All of this is far more interesting than her character here. Princess royalty isn't all it's cracked up to be. But man, actual nobility. I haven't seen such apt casting since they had an Oscar-winning producer playing someone who sells questionable sandwiches. After the head of exposition explains that they've heard rumors that someone might try to kidnap Catherine and they're upping security, she very easily sneaks into the ocean, swimming away so she can experience the joys of video game liquor stores and various water-related crimes. Unfortunately, she reaches the forget how to swim zone. Lucky for her, Mitch Von Malibu was checking out a chick nearby.
Alright, watch me work.
Once she's rescued, she lies about who she is and comes up with a story that her things got stolen and she's stranded. So Mitch takes her for the ultimate Von Malibu date. Hot dogs covered in mac and cheese and a heaping helping of product placement.
Pepsi?
I've never heard of this Pepsi before.
It's only the greatest thirst quencher of our time.
What about a Coke?
Shut up, we don't talk about Coke anymore. So anyway, you in love with me yet?
Fun fact, this episode is the first of a handful directed by Parker Stevenson, aka Craig Jeepers Creepers Pomeroy himself. And while he doesn't appear on screen again until season 8, we can rest assured knowing that this episode was directed under Craig's watchful, unblinking eye. Meanwhile, Lifeguard Old Man has also made a pointless return to the series. Watch as he drives the plot forward. So, was this guy instructed to hold the phone like a precious gem, or is that just a character quirk? Here's Numi posing majestically for a summer clothing line, Casual Golf Dads. So anyway, neat thing about Hobie, he's actually the world's greatest detective. He finds a newspaper and discovers that Catherine is really a princess, much to his shock and awe.
Holy
Okay, I gotta point something out here. Mitch is in a race for the Randenburg Cup, a cup presented by the Randenburgs, aka the royal family that Catherine is part of. Firstly, the princess's fiancé is allowed to race in this thing. You don't think there'd be a little bias there? And secondly, Mitch doesn't recognize the friggin' princess who's going to present the cup of the race he's in, whose picture is right there in the paper. And yeah, this whole episode they're trying to contest the winner since he almost ran CJ down, but technically the race is over, so why didn't he see her presenting the cup then? I got questions, Baywatch. Your Mitch falls in love with the princess plot is not holding up well under much scrutiny. And Court fell in love with the princess first, so way to repeat yourselves.
She was gorgeous. She was royalty. If it wasn't for me, you'd be wearing a turban.
Meanwhile, the world's stealthiest thugs are looking for Catherine.
Sorry.
Well, lucky for them, the princess skated by while they were just standing around doing nothing. Ah, the classic steal bikes from a couple that's incredibly distracted by a banana trick. Now the blackmailing can begin.
Listen up, I know you're a princess. I'm not saying anything, but if you don't get me a Super Nintendo, this information might accidentally slip out, if you know what I'm saying.
Seriously, Baywatch, why? You got rid of Trevor, but you thought this guy was a valuable commodity?
Thanks for keeping my secret, Hobie. I'm gonna steal your Pepsi. Damn, it's refreshingly good taste!
Hey!
You're treading dangerous waters, Hobie. The only reason he spared a horrible death is because he decides to be Mitch's wingman for the night.
Hey, we made a fire.
Look, Hobie just wants to become royalty. He doesn't give a shit if his father's gonna get laid or not. I was gonna Photoshop something stupid to illustrate my point, but then the show provided me with this damning evidence.
I knight you, Sir Hobie.
Is this 2-minute montage of Hobie riding a carousel really the best royal fantasy he could come up with? Weak, man. Ah!
You realize we've been together all day, and all I know about you is that you love hot dogs and root beer floats.
I think it's wonderful you and Gail remain friends.
See, there you go, changing the subject again.
Well, there's your problem, Mitch. Maybe you don't know anything about this woman because you spent all day talking about you and your ex-wife. Is that really first date conversation?
I didn't know what love was. Till now.
Yes, until Beefy Von Malibu lumbered into her life to give her Pepsi and hot dogs, she never truly knew what love was. A romance for the ages. After a phone call from Catherine, the boat race is back on to determine a winner more fairly. In the most original twist of all time, it turns out the king's most trusted advisor is in on the kidnapping plot.
No one's gonna spoil my chances of becoming King Hobie! No one!
Mitch and Numi win the boat race, because of course they do.
Yes!
And that's when Shippy shows up to tell him Catherine's been kidnapped, which he somehow knows.
We don't have enough fuel.
Really? They weren't very well prepared for this boat race. Sure, they're shooting at them, but Mitch knows he's got the far superior weapon, a loop of rope. He just whips him with it? I thought he was gonna lasso him or something.
Stop the boat!
Damn, looks like there's no retreat, no surrender. 2.
Aw, Mitch and Numi wore matching outfits that day. That's cute. Let me tell you something about this episode. The plot might be silly, but we are getting some primo Numi looks here. Looks like someone wasn't willing to be outshone.
And this is the Princess Catherine.
Whoa, the princess is built. Oh shit, it's her. Man, do I feel like an idiot. I totally banged your fiancé.
James will provide jobs. Industry which our economy desperately needs.
What about our needs?
Who cares about your country's economy? I gave you a Pepsi from my own home!
Will you kiss Hobie goodbye for me?
With my own son? I'll kill that little pipsqueak!
I will. I always will.
Next time on Baywatch, Mitch completely forgets that princess and plays dress up with Stephanie. Unfortunately, some thieves want to rob them. I say! The real title of this episode is Masquerade, but personally, I think it should have been called Dead and Breakfast.
Aw, yeah, Mitch is gonna be pissed when I claim this save. Aw, she's dead. Damn. CJ, you found this one.
So it turns out the dead woman's husband was Stephanie's old psych professor, who she apparently was close enough with to determine that, despite overwhelming evidence, he can't be the killer. What was going on there, Stephanie? Were you doing a little extra credit? Somehow, Mitch turns is or isn't Stephanie's old psych professor a murderer into yet another competition.
Say I'm right.
But homicide doesn't agree with me. And they're still convinced Lowry murdered his wife.
Aha! I'm right.
Murderer students say what?
What?
Huh!
Garner mentions another similar case from the same yacht club, which casts doubts on Psych Professor being a murderer and makes Stephanie think maybe pirates robbed and killed them.
There are no pirates in Santa Monica.
They're all on some island where they tried to murder Hobie, duh!
Anyway, Stephanie concocts a plan to pose with Mitch as a rich married couple and lure out the murderous possible pirates. And let's not forget, Hobie's with his mother.
Hobie's at Gale's.
Mitch is sure they'd be recognized at the club, as all lifeguards would be, but Stephanie is the brains behind this operation. Foolproof! No one could possibly recognize them with a wig, a mustache, and a tiny dog. It's brilliant! I think my favorite part of this is they made Garner their chauffeur.
We'll not have a damn dirty dog in one of my undercover operations!
I'm just excited we get a full 40 minutes of Mitch stash time. Danny Trejo, I thought you turned your life around after Eddie saved your life. But maybe the humiliation was just too much to bear. Oh no, could this man be involved with the murders? It's hard to tell, but he might be a bad guy. Okay guys, they don't have to be like pirates. You do realize it's not the 1700s anymore, right? And here we get to Garner and CJ's subplot, wherein they follow Mitch and Stephanie around to try and catch the bad guys. Some of you might be wondering at this point who exactly CJ is as a character. Well, let me tell you something. Other than being new agey, she's whatever the writers want her to be that week. And this time, she's a speed demon, which means that Garner is gonna get seasick a lot. End subplot.
Say, this wig reminds me that we have a full 40 minutes to kill.
Man, Season 3 is killing it with their montages. To be fair though, the Mitch stash is like a trump card. Any montage with it is pure gold.
Cool guys, don't look at women singing right next to them. Am I right, audience?
Ah, pulling out the Craig Pomeroy stare. Interesting move. Prepare to take a tumble into Mitch Buchanan's horribly muddled mindset. His egregiously long black and white montage made him think that maybe playing a character with Stephanie isn't so bad. He is insulted when Stephanie says he doesn't look good with a mustache, and then somehow mistakes his character Trevor for someone else with whom he can compete. Just to be clear, he is trying to prove that he is better than himself.
What, are you saying that you like Trevor more than me? You do.
Also, can I point out that when coming up with a name for a suave, rich, and handsome yacht owner, Mitch went with Trevor, the greatest man he ever knew. Not to be outdone in the absolutely petty and pointless department, Stephanie decides that in order to get along, they must remain in character at all times. She proceeds to transform into a rich yacht persona and completely change her mood, like some sort of confused schizophrenic. In turn, Mitch becomes his character, aka Mitch Buchanan with a slightly British accent.
I'm right here.
Okay, so our main characters are insane people? Approximately 2 minutes of screen time later, the bulk of which is taken up by CJ and Garner, Stephanie and Mitch are already blurring the lines between fiction and reality and making out while shoving fruit bowls off the bed.
Look, if you say anything to him about this, I will torture and then kill you.
Daddy-like.
Ah, so it turns out the real killer was this yacht salesman, and those obvious pirates were decoys. That sure is a twist that has no bearing on the plot whatsoever.
I'm just sorry our honeymoon didn't last 10 minutes longer.
Really?
While Mitch is sent out to collect their valuables, Stephanie frees herself and makes a swim for it.
No! No! We need her alive!
Actually, by the time he came back and realized I was dead, you'd already have the valuables, idiot.
Good point.
You call this a net? I'm gonna report you to the wussy net police, you peepee heads.
Suck it, Stephanie! I liked your Rich Yacht character better anyway!
You mean that mustache was fake? I can't believe he lied to us about something like that.
Okay, those filthy rats had to have been on this expensive yacht before the thieves arrived.
You call these cuffs? Who'd you get them from, your mother?
My... save.
Ha! Hasselhoff doesn't need hands to take out a boat full of hijackers.
Suck my dick.
I was going to save you, idiot!
You're the idiot!
Well, time for the post-climax wrap-up.
Man, we sure were useless this episode.
Gotta go fast.
Next time on Baywatch, Mitch and Garner go undercover as basketball players to appeal to a more urban audience. Meanwhile, CJ unknowingly gets involved with a married man. Nothing but net. Little eclectic with the music, don't you think? We went from Beach Luau to The Serial Killer is Watching You to We Know the Young People. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present to you Lifeguards Can't Jump, Baywatch's spirited attempt to reach out to their black audience. And it's written by the same guy who did the Gilligan's Island crossover episode. So if we know one thing going in, this episode is going to be hip and urban. Meanwhile, we have the return of character actor Jeff Altman, who is no less annoying than he was in the previous episode, in yet another goofy B-plot. He's come to the beach with his even more annoying wife, but, as the saying goes, the honeymoon is over. Actually, no, that would only make sense, because they are currently on their honeymoon, and he is already completely done with her. Why did they get married? Why do I even bother asking? Also, I'm fairly certain her sandwich is filled entirely with lettuce and nothing else.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I know it's windy, but can you keep your stuff together, please?
It was a foot away from them for like 5 seconds, CJ. Do you not have lives to save? Quirks McBumbleton sees her bazooms for 2 seconds and is immediately ready to lie about his wife and start an affair. This marriage was built on a foundation of steel. Oh, this is new. What, is there an overinflated sense of accomplishment just beyond the camera there?
Wait, is that a save?
Dead one.
Dead one.
Okay, let's just agree that Eyebrows found this one.
Since this episode is primarily centered on black people, take a wild guess which main character is the focus.
It's me! I'm back and whiter than ever!
Yeah, it's Garner. He reveals to Mitch that he used to know the victim.
Name's Tito Washburn.
Wait a minute. We're talking about the same Tito Washburn who played for Pepperdine University?
Guess it took Mitch half the day to remember to continue the conversation. So once upon a time, Garner booked this guy for drug use, but he became close to him when he turned his life around. He believes his drug-related death seems suspicious and is determined to get to the real truth. Time to ask his good buddy Lou Rawls what the haps is, and if he's related to his Baywatch Nights character.
Yo, what in the ham sandwiches going on?
Apparently, part of Garner's game plan is to reach through the screen and grab our hearts with a series of t-shirts with a message. I can't help but feel the Baywatch crew is trying to subtly tell us something. Shoot hoops, not drugs. Garner asks about Tito, Apparently operating by some strange basketball barter system, Lou Rawls says he'll tell him what he wants to know if he beats this other guy in a game. Cue TV-appropriate trash talk.
I'll dance on his head, man.
Ah, he's got the height, but not the wiry determination. Little did we know this whole time, Garner is a basketball machine. He totally takes this guy to school, and Lou Rawls ropes him into playing games he can bet on in exchange for information. Well, if Garner's gonna go deep into the seedy world of street basketball, he's gonna need a wingman that is not a policeman because they were all busy that day.
All you gotta do is feed me.
Feed ya?
Feed me.
Ugh, Mitch thought they were actually gonna be fed. What a bait and switch. In a surprisingly inspirational moment, Garner tells Mitch all about how he worked his way through college by hustling and playing basketball.
I was small, slow, couldn't get off the ground, but I could shoot from anywhere on the court. I could shoot.
I hate that this isn't about me, but I love that I'll still get to take credit for things.
Tangerine marmalade tossed from a candy store.
Cock blocked! Bet you weren't expecting a small child to show up right in the middle of your spank session. By the way, who is this? Quirkles here comes up with an ingenious plan to pretend to drown and get CJ's attention. Ha ha ha! Wasting taxpayer money is good comedy. Incredulously, this somehow lands them on a date, because CJ's criteria for men appears to be if they have the ability to breathe, and even that is in question. The audience shares in a good belly laugh as McQuirk tries to have 2 dates at once, one with CJ and the other with his wife. The sarcasm is palpable.
It's our honeymoon.
Your honeymoon? You're not his assistant?
His assistant? I'm his wife.
What's the matter, guys? A little sore? Did you at least win the game?
Of course we won.
I love Hasselhoff's line delivery here, as if Mitch has just discovered that Hobie got knocked up. By the way, Chuckles, you know they're investigating a murder, right? Lou Rawls reveals that the next guy they're playing against might be involved with Tito's death. I can't think of a more appropriate time to say a joke.
I take the white guy.
White people are bad at basketball.
Lifeguards can't jump.
I told you before, lifeguards can't jump.
True to his word, Mitch does, in fact, take the white guy for most of this game. He and Garner figure if they can match the blood of their main suspect with the blood under Tito's fingernails, they can have Stephanie run it to the lab and nail him right there. Because as we all know, crime lab DNA matching can be done as quickly as a basketball game. Together, they concoct a plan to get this blood sample by using the power of Mitch's bulk and Garner's chunky, well-built ass. It's shot so confusingly, it's hard to tell if Garner knocks him over or if he just slips and falls on his own.
How'd you do that? It's all in the wrist.
Bro TP for life! But when it comes down to law enforcement, no one can touch Garner's game.
Game's really over now, Trey.
A cop with a bad knee and a Sasquatch in an Adidas shirt, I'm toast!
By the way, he killed Tito for some insurance thing. I wasn't really paying attention. Well, this is Garner's vendetta, which means he... Just kidding, Mitch gets him.
Let's go get burgers, on you! Love see no color, Mitch. Love see no color.
You saw it here, folks. Racism is over. Now that we've spent 40 minutes establishing Garner as some sort of secret basketball savant, we're gonna destroy that in the last 15 seconds by having Mitch outdunk him.
This time, you'll take the white guy.
Next time on Baywatch, sweet baby Jesus, it's another Garner-centric episode. Meanwhile, CJ is held captive on a boat rigged to blow up. I got a bone to pick with you, Baywatch. You have an episode called Dead of Summer, you have a character named Summer, and she's actually in this episode, and the plot is not about dead summer? This is low-hanging fruit, people! I expect you to make up for this with more summer puns later on, show, or so help me, I'll continue to watch, but with a wistful sense of loss. So here's something to spice up your Baywatch viewing, a little tip from me to you. When in doubt, play something at an inappropriate speed. When times got tough and Baywatch was getting a little hard to sit through, nothing was funnier than watching characters interact in slow motion. Luckily, this very serious dream sequence does this for us. Very sad. What the hell, Baywatch? First Hobie and now CJ? How many people are gonna have prophetic dreams about lazy plot devices? Meanwhile, the governor is going to make a speech at a benefit concert for the Surfrider Foundation.
The stage for the Surfrider Foundation.
Speaking at a Surfrider Foundation. Listen up, we got the Surfrider Foundation.
Mitch is complaining because, along with the police, the governor wants a bunch of lifeguards on a security detail. He's asking them to just keep the area around the pier clear, which I would think they would be doing anyway since they're supposed to keep people on the beach safe, and a ton of people crowding their boats around the pier would increase the risk of an accident. Furthermore, Mitch tells Garner that it's going to be a scorcher, which means more people are at risk for heat-related ailments. But what do I know? I'm not a lifeguard. Then again, here's the lifeguarding techniques we see in this episode.
Attention swimmers, you are in a riptide area. Swim sideways, parallel to the beach.
Is there something you're not telling me?
Yeah.
What?
There's something stuck in your teeth.
Oh, right here?
No, right there.
Oh, over here.
No, over there.
Oh, no. Right here?
No, over there.
Well, we sure didn't know how to end that conversation. Mitch assigns CJ to pier duty, and she is worried that her dream might come true.
I was on a scarab. I don't remember all of it, but I woke up screaming.
Just a dream.
All I said was I was on a boat. You didn't even ask me what happened in it.
Who cares? I got my own plot to get to.
I'm so scared I might blow up. Time for some butt exercises.
Top-notch acting from this random montage guy.
Special Agent Sam Dietz, in charge of governor's security. Looks like we're in this together.
Oh, yeah. You'll be protecting one person, and we'll be protecting about 1 million.
Mitch, you don't have to turn this into a save count. I think it speaks a lot for the show as well that I'm not sure if Mitch's claim of protecting 1 million people is hyperbole or he's just really bad at estimates. Meanwhile, Garner's plot. It turns out one of the bandmates at the benefit concert used to be best friends with his sister. Well, I'll be doggone!
I'll be doggone!
Garner last saw her when she was 9. Now that she's grown up, can romance be on the horizon?
Well, you're not so little anymore.
What I'm saying is, you have a great set of mammaroonies.
Meanwhile, some dudes are planning to blow up the governor with a remote control boat. As you do.
Works like a charm.
Ladies and gentlemen, the breakout star of this episode.
You have the wrong number!
Garner recognizes the main baddie here, who had an identical twin brother who was killed on death row after the governor refused a stay of execution. Yep, that's what we're going with. So the bad guys trick CJ and hijack her boat.
You know CPR.
Line?
All around the world, can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. It's the sound of a band filling in time. It's cool how they were able to do this live concert in music video vision.
Woo! Yeah! Someone discovered filters!
Your sister and I used to sit under that tree at night and share our fantasies. She probably told you the one I had about you.
My sister routinely told me about the sexual fantasies her friends had about me, but go ahead and tell me anyway.
I used to imagine that you and I were...
Garner?
Mitch blocked.
Seen here, Mitch working hard protecting 1 million beachgoers. CJ's boat is rigged with explosives and sent toward the pier. I'm so glad her prophetic dream had no bearing on the plot whatsoever. She could be in trouble, but she's got Mitch Von Malibu on her side.
Scarab Tooth 218, what's your 1020? Come in, CJ. CJ? CJ, you're supposed to keep everybody away from the pier. CJ? 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 CJ?
Mitch gets on a Wave Runner TM, and suddenly this turns into a Sega CD game, and he's berating the audience.
This is a restricted area! here, now!
Check out King Kong over here.
What the hell?
I wouldn't have jumped if I'd known there were explosives on this boat. Shippy, get back here! Stupid women and their PMS problems. Good luck, CJ!
Oh, he's steering so hard, guys.
Look out, Mitch!
You want to talk about hyperbole? Mitch has literally blown up about 1 million times this episode. That guy better watch it. The last time Garner fought someone under a pier, they shot him and he was face down in the water for like a week, and he still came back and blew them away. Kid you not. The boat is steered away from the pier using the sheer power of Mitch's ginormous strength. R.I.P. Mitch von Malibu. He was looking for freedom. He was looking so long. He was looking for freedom. Still, the search goes on. Just kidding. You gotta wait for Baywatch Hawaii for that shit.
I saved like 1 billion people from that explosion, CJ.
I was a little worried there for a minute, old buddy.
Old buddy? What, is Shippy from a 50s sitcom or something?
Come on, babe.
Don't call me.
You were real brave today, CJ. May this patronizing hand slap give you the encouragement you need.
I brought you some coffee, CJ. Oh, I died.
Time to conclude the Garner plot.
So we went back and forth for a while, and here I am. I'll see you guys.
What was this conversation? Who were these guys? Aw snap, Garner got the lady.
She was so sexy when she was 9. Hot damn.
And that was it? That was the entire fantasy?
I was only 9 years old. You're sweet. But I gotta catch a plane to Australia.
What? Bitchy move. You deserve better, Garner.
My time has come.
Next time on Baywatch, Mitch has a disapproving father. Meanwhile, Summer has PTSD after she uncovers a repressed memory about nearly drowning as a child. Stock Baywatch double whammy. Here's something you might notice come this episode. Suddenly, Summer has gone up a chest size, which has been dutifully updated for the opening credits. The show premieres her gazongas in a very classy and subtle way. Look at this shit, the Nicole Eggert boob job montage. And I hope y'all are ready for nearly 3 minutes of the same shots over and over again set to Enya, immediately following the 2-minute long theme song, because that's what you're getting. Someone's cooking meat and it's not Mitch? Well, he's in the scene in spirit.
Well, you've come a long way from your rookie school pier jump, I'd say.
I was so wigged, I couldn't even move, let alone jump. Oh, I don't ever want to have that feeling again.
Especially if it was related to some repressed memory from childhood that's only coming into play now.
Well, we acknowledge some continuity thing in the dialogue, which means it's not inconsistent if that happens. Meanwhile, a 12-year-old kid has gotten killed in a storm drain. This episode's a laugh riot! I'm an asshole. I don't know, man. These parents look awful sinister. BT Dubs, Numi continues to teach us that real men wear pink. Oh, he changed outfits after they got under the water, I guess.
Alright, y'all ready to see some dead kids? Great, let's boogie!
The fuck is this thing? Can I eat it? Ready for some hilarious dead children, guys? Sacre bleu! Très gross!
Yeah, dead kid, I hear ya. Well, I'm going home to my son who's totally alive. See ya!
Cheerleader. You're a cheerleader.
This blows. Where's my son so I can berate him for failing as a parent? For those of you who were dying to see more of Mitch's family tree, wait no longer! Here we meet Mitch's parents, and in line with Baywatch's series Bible, which apparently requires everyone to have severe daddy issues, Dad Buchanan is a major disapproving hard ass. And since this is the Buchanan household, his passive-aggressive insults involve meat product.
And if a cowboy was late for dinner, his meat would be as tough as beef jerky.
I was fishing a bloated child corpse out of a storm drain, Dad!
So, that shirt's looking pretty gay, huh, son? So not only do we get yet another disapproving parent plot, it's combined with the Baywatch cliche of lifeguards are scum of the earth for good measure. Dad Buchanan is getting ready to retire, and he wants Mitch to take over his architect business. Mitch used to be an architect, but he hated it, so he chose to be a lifeguard, which really grinds Dad Buchanan's gears.
Damn it, Dad! Can we not go one day without you holding this architect thing over my head? I hate building stuff!
You're grounded, young man, and watch your language.
Fuck!
Just a reminder, they got their other son, Buzz the deadbeat dad surfing nomad out there. But no, Mitch the lifeguard lieutenant who defeated a samurai and found your prospector brother's treasure was clearly the disappointment.
It's time for you to consider your future in the long term. Hobie's future.
My what?
Your future.
Don't you dare give him false hope like that! Everyone knows he's one finger and a light socket away from death! Whoa! Mom's looking hot!
While Baywatch is stacking up cliches in its comfort zone, they reveal that Mitch's father is dying of lymphoma, and we have the introduction of one of my favorite horrible Baywatch staples, Emmy cancer. You might not know this, but at least until 2005, Baywatch was the longest-running show to never win an Emmy. Which, when you think about it, makes this show even more remarkable than if it had. But damn if they didn't try their hardest to get one, and one of their go-to Emmy grabs is to randomly give someone the big C. Usually it's a one-episode character, sometimes it isn't, but it is always hilariously mishandled.
Jeez.
Dad Buchanan wants this university he designed to be his legacy, and if Mitch doesn't complete it, the asshole's on him.
Grr. Fine, I'll do it, but it has to look like a burger or no deal.
Meanwhile, Summer has been going into Ghostbusters' repressed memory vision all episode, which interferes with her ability to lifeguard.
What are you so scared of?
That dead kid we found last night?
Oh, you are so stupid, Summer.
All of these PTSD plots start to run together for me. I'm pretty sure we had like this exact same scene with Shawnee at some point. Whatever. Since Summer's mom is apparently an idiot who doesn't think that maybe that time she almost drowned might have something to do with this, they just dick around all episode with Summer, I guess, thinking she's going crazy, until it's revealed that she was almost drowned by her stepdad in a hot tub when she was 5. Spoiler alert, Jackie Quinn is a useless sack of crap. Also, holy shit, this episode is laying it on thick. But hey, boob job, am I right? Well, now that Mitch knows about his father's terminal illness, it's time for the two of them to have a heart-to-heart. And what brings people closer together than product placement?
You want a Pepsi?
Yo man, you see Baywatch last night? Yeah, they were totally talking Pepsi during that awesome father-son cancer scene. Yeah, let's go get some right now. Ballin'!
As an aside, I gotta point out that this model here is of an underwater city Mitch designed, because even in a career he hated, he was still like the super best.
I want to be buried in the foundation of a building I designed. In limestone so that my body dissolves, becomes part of the building itself.
Woo, yeah, Pepsi!
This place is an architectural nightmare. I mean, how could bitches work here?
I am defined solely by my career.
Someone's dying. Let's get a front row seat.
Don't you even think about it, Summer. This is my save!
My god, he's past the point of no return. Let's go, honey, so I can die in peace.
Do you still want me to take over the family business, Dad?
Next time on Baywatch, CJ and Stephanie are trapped in an underwater cave. Meanwhile, Mitch has a sexy new maid! Housekeeping! Aw man, what a touching moment. Mitch could be beating Stephanie in a race right now, but he knows he can't miss Hobie's big night.
It's Hobie's big night to start dinner.
I don't know about this diet of Pepsi, not-so-sloppy Joe sauce, and rice cakes, but hey, I'm not a Buchanan. Mitch is pissed though, because this doesn't include nearly enough meat product for him.
You will pay for this dearly, Hobie 2! No one will ever find your body!
I'm your son, not your wife.
You take that back! You are too my wife! You stay in the closet and think about what you've done!
Remarkably, Hobie whining about doing chores actually works, and now Mitch is going to hire a housekeeper? Look, I know I make jokes about Mitch exploiting his son for cheap labor, but it's not that much to ask a kid to do some laundry and cook every once in a while, especially stupid kids who regularly almost get themselves killed at video game liquor stores.
I don't want some stranger living here. We won't have any privacy.
Your dad is hiring a housekeeper. Shut the fuck up, you entitled little brat. We're then treated to a hilarious montage of Mitch and Hobie interviewing comically bad housekeepers. Let me just preface this by pointing out that none of these housekeepers actually seem bad, unqualified, or funny, which pretty much misses the mark on every beat they're trying to hit with this montage. This guy's overly proper. Stick it to him, Mitch and Hobie. By the way, you can tick off another one on the list of where did the Baywatching intro clips come from. Haha, look at this lady. She's heavy and Mexican? What? Japanese guy whose resume is on a scroll? A black lady who just makes soul food? Did no one on Baywatch ever meet someone who wasn't white or Gregory Allen Williams? What's with this oddly racist vibe going on? Will no one who conforms to Mitch's white bread standards show up for this position?
You're hired!
Come on, she's making like food from the Netherlands. She's doing the exact same thing as those other guys. Gee, a large group of qualified applicants are marginally unattractive versus the one played by the former Miss Universe. I wonder why Mitch went with the one he did. I also love that the entire montage consisted of what kind of food the applicants made and never went into any of the other job requirements for housekeeping. We know Mitch's priorities.
She's great, isn't she?
Too great.
Look at her clean the kitchen.
Okay, she's scrubbing one dish. It's not that impressive. But apparently impressive enough that Mitch had to use a napkin to hide his boner. Mitch is worried that the new housekeeper's hotness will be too distracting, but Hobie says he shouldn't judge people by their looks, somehow trying to turn this hire the sexy maid thing into a moral lesson?
You can't base employment practices on looks. That's job discrimination.
Baywatch has taught me something valuable today. Meanwhile, CJ and Stephanie are out for a girls-only trip to Catalina Island, but a day's work is never done for a lifeguard, and danger follows them wherever they go. It's totally worth it to see this shot of Action Dad.
A baby? That's worth like double save points. I have no idea where I am right now. Balls, this isn't a baby. Put her back. Come on, CJ, let's go.
This girls-only trip is looking pretty gay, guys. Better confirm their heterosexuality by having CJ hook up with a hot marine biologist. Speaking of no homos, Mitch totally hired this housekeeper because he didn't want to commit workplace discrimination.
Oh no, there's a shirt button shortage. Bummer.
But what's this? Hobie is moving in on his woman.
You're gonna be late for your date?
Looks like we're about to get a Hobie 3. Meanwhile, Stephanie is intensely jealous over CJ's hot new guy friend on the girls-only trip.
You don't need him, CJ. Why don't you try out a real man?
But uh-oh, their hot Coast Guard friend recognizes marine biologist as a no-gooder.
Look, whatever man thing is going on between you two has nothing to do with us, so would you please take it somewhere else?
You hear what I said, CJ? Man thing? Stupid penises, am I right? Pay attention to me!
Hot Coast Guard guy reveals that hot marine biologist is a jewel thief / murderer, only nothing could be pinned on him. Needless to say, CJ is bummed by this turn of events.
All the good men are either taken or murderous jewel thieves. You're too good for him, that's what I say. In fact, you should give up men altogether. I know I have.
I've tried, but you have to follow your heart.
You're right. CJ, I love me.
Well, for once, I wish I could just fall in love without finding some thief and murderer to go out with.
You know, it figures. I mean, here we are on a woman-only weekend, and guess what? All we're talking about is men.
We're terribly written.
Wait, so Mitch was actually going on a date, and Hobie wasn't making that up to get with the housekeeper himself? Guy can't keep his wang in check. Also, I totally thought this was the housekeeper until she came down the stairs in her totally professional shirt and panties. All of a sudden, it was like a doppelganger clone situation.
It's really hard for me to look at you as a housekeeper. You're so beautiful,
Then I'm not alone. It's hard for me to think of you as my employer.
Yeah, I am pretty hot.
Who the hell wrote this? Was this just an old porn script they had lying around?
Not again! First my best friend in the 3rd grade, and now our housekeeper? Quit stealing my dates, Dad!
I can't help it if you're a loser, Hobie. Now go fix us dinner.
Meanwhile, hot murderous jewel thief blows up a reef to get his stash of stolen jewels out, which traps CJ and Stephanie in an underwater cave. Luckily, they've got an air pocket.
Oh my god, Stephanie, we're gonna die, and I'm still a virgin! Nobody's buying that bullshit, CJ, so man up! In case I die before I get to say it. Stephanie, I platonically love you. CJ, I'll wait 0 seconds before I eat you. What? Huh?
Looks like these two damsels need to be rescued by some men, and hot Coast Guard guy has a hot buddy.
Rescue! Every man for himself!
The jewel thief murderer was caught off screen. How anticlimactic.
Looks like we need to hook up with some hot guys after all.
We're awful. Well, what the hell is this? You guys aren't even trying anymore. Mitch realizes that he and Hobie need to take care of themselves or some bullshit, so he can't hire on sexy housekeeper.
Well, what if you fell in love and got married?
Whoa! Jumping the gun, don't you think? Looks like I dodged a bullet there.
I'm gonna miss Elkie.
I won't.
Next time on Baywatch, aliens. Yeah. Let's take another time-traveling ride to late 1996. Baywatch Nights premieres its 2nd season, aka the X-Files one, to universal laughter and derision. Meanwhile, nearly 4 years prior, you've got this episode just sitting on Baywatch proper and they got nothing to say about it? AKA the one with the aliens? Give Baywatch Nights shit it deserves, but let's not pretend the original show was not batshit from the get-go. Speaking of aliens with no concept of how Earthlings work, we have the long not awaited return of Jimmy Slade. And I guess he got to the World Surfing Championships after all? Did he bone Jesse Spano and get that sponsorship? Oh well, who remembers that now? Look at these sweet early 90s filters. Meanwhile, this guy is hiding some stolen diamonds in a surfboard, because of course we've got another jewel heist plot. It's like they decide what's gonna happen in an episode by using a dartboard to pick a bunch of random things. And guess who ends up with the diamond surfboard? Hooray, I am the winner! Meanwhile, some UFO chasers have taken over Baywatch Beach. Look at how sciencey they are, they're wearing lab coats. The ringleader of this circus is Dr. Faye Taylor, played by Michelle Burke, aka wife of show creator Michael Burke, aka the woman who was written in as having sex with a 15-year-old Eddie.
Hey kid, you want to see something?
Yeah, sure.
Look at the scar on my leg.
Whoa there, buddy! A strange man asks your kid if he wants to see something and immediately starts undressing, and you're just gonna stand there and watch, Mitch?
No man, I want to see how this plays out.
Future professional alien hunter Mitch Buchanan is super patronizing about all of this alien business because he's got a speech of some sort to make in San Diego. Hobie would rather stay with the alien hunters than listen to him talk.
This will be an experience. Your speech will be a bore.
You're a dead man, Hobie too, you hear me?
Even in scenes without dialogue, Slade looks completely confused as to what he's doing. So the jewel thief switched his diamond board with Slade's because apparently it would get through customs easier with him, even though, again, the diamonds are hidden in a surfboard. Jewel thief is partnered with this Bond girl here. Surfboard diamonds with Jimmy! This plot is contrived.
I brought you something special.
Oh, you didn't have to do that.
Oh, it's okay, I wanted to. For watching my van and picking me up. Being a bud.
Yeah, I guess that's all I am, alright. You're a bud.
Are they not dating now, or is Slade like the biggest idiot in the world? It's hard to tell. Did you do anything while I was gone?
Oh, just uncovered a repressed childhood memory of my stepfather trying to drown me. No biggie.
That's cool, bud.
Cool.
What are buds for?
Ba-da-ba-da! The diamond thieves move to switch the boards back, but who should come to ruin the day but eyebrows?
Sacre bleu, I surrender! Ho ho ho, I tricked you, I never surrender! Oh, I surrender!
Say what you will about Eyebrows, he's a pretty loyal friend to get thrown off of a moving vehicle for someone's surfboard. Slade is pretty damn worried about him too.
Ooh, look, Brody, you hit your head, don't try to do anything strenuous. Like, think.
Dude was thrown off of a moving vehicle for you, asshole! Some might accuse Baywatch of being disconnected, disjointed, or dumb beyond belief. But the joke's on them. Look at how these two plots seamlessly collide.
I volunteered to work at the beach tonight. We're expecting aliens. But are they expecting you?
The best just got better.
Oh, sure, I'd love you.
I'm the most unaware person on the planet.
Summer and Slade, sitting in a tree. Kiccine.
You know, Matt, you better have a doctor look at your head, because that fall has affected your entire brain.
Oh, his entire brain. This is getting serious, guys.
I never use my brain. Who's the idiot now?
Meanwhile, the stupid UFO people think the aliens will come from the sea, so they swim right into the ocean's butthole.
No, it's not, it's a churn hole.
Mitch's save, you know the drill. In the hurry to escape the wrath of Eyebrows, the thieves accidentally grabbed the wrong board, so now it's up to Bond Lady to get the board from Slade.
It's my nephew, Richie. He has this dream about riding the big waves with you, but it's only a dream. He's got bone marrow cancer.
Ba-da-ba-da!
You don't have to pay for it. Just give it to Richie for me.
What is emphasis? You just left your stuff. Okay. Uh-oh. Looks like Summer is having another repressed memory dream. Oh, she's remembering when she used to date Slade like 8 episodes ago. That one was so repressed, even the show forgot.
Do you like the new boobs?
Sure do, bud.
How do you expect me to love you if you don't wear your soul?
Interesting of them to replace him with a cardboard cutout for part of this montage. It's not often you see a sexy scene ooze so much uncomfortable embarrassment from the actors, but here you go! The jewel thieves have once again stolen the wrong surfboard, because apparently Slade just owns 3 of the same one? While looking for the right board, Stephanie ends up in the wrong place at the wrong time.
My eyebrow senses are tingling.
What's with action hero Eyebrows this episode? Must be Hasselhoff was busy, which is why they wrote him out for a still unspecified speech. Good thing for our thieves that they're really good at jumping to conclusions.
He must have it with him.
Where?
I don't know. His girlfriend's.
Even they're confused as to whether they're dating or not. Lucky for Summer, Slade is the king of quick thinking.
The guy caught breaking into your van, he and a girl broke in here last night. They were looking for your board again. My board? Why? Summer, I came by, but you were sleeping. You look so beautiful, I didn't want to wake you up. Hope you had beautiful dreams. See you tomorrow.
Oh, the charisma of a dead fish.
P.S. I mean all of this as a bud.
Ah, how romantic.
Girl thief breaks into Summer's trailer and ties her up.
But buddies to the rescue!
There she is.
How does he lack any sort of urgency in every line? Summer, diamonds, diamonds it is! I'm so glad the show gave the Blunder twins a big action scene together. I can't even be mad at this. This is a wonderful hour of television. Whee!
Hold it right there!
Chill. Could have just stubbed it out on the counter. Man, is he stupid. Summer, babe, you can do better than this. Thanks, bud.
I ship it.
Now this is kinky.
I almost died.
Meanwhile, that UFO plot is still going on. Everyone is super bummed because the aliens didn't show up. Don't worry, Mitch is back in the episode to give a super motivational speech. Like whatever the hell he was speeching about in San Diego that is still unexplained.
What if that someone out there really doesn't give a damn about us?
Haha, well, I guess we'll never really know for sure. So, you saw it here, folks. This episode ends with a woman being abducted by aliens. That really happened on Baywatch. Not only that, it's never mentioned again. No one's got anything to say about a woman being abducted by aliens before their very eyes?
That was weird. Glad I'll never be dealing with aliens again.
Next time on Baywatch, the Baywatch crew uses an episode as an excuse for a vacation. CJ has a gambling problem, and Mitch and Stephanie have a sexy near-death experience. Romantic! Baywatching tropes time. I don't think I've introduced this concept yet, so here goes. The Baywatch Vacation episodes, which, fittingly enough, starts with a two-parter titled Vacation. Unless, of course, you count River of No Return, where they went to middle-of-nowhere river country, but that's like taking a glamorous trip to California's finest outhouse. Anyway, the long and short of it, the Baywatch crew films at some exotic location or on a cruise line in order to get a free trip out of it. The longer the show goes, the less they care about creating actual plots around their vacations, and the episodes start turning into the actors' home movies. Ah, what a nice, relaxing... Oh, fuck, we're starting with Guido! I'm gonna need a vacation after this one. So here's the thing about Guido, even the show didn't know what to do with him. His plots are sort of barely there. Like, they realized really early on what a mistake they'd made, and the writers are just obligated to use him until the season's up. His comedy seems entirely dependent on the audience finding a silly accent funny, and, spoiler alert, it isn't. But thank God for Guido superfans out there, this two-parter is the biggest Guido contribution of them all. Truly a highlight for the great and storied character. After the rescue of a skydiver, who Mitch somehow recognizes as a woman from 600 miles away because he knows damn jugs.
Looks like he's caught in a thermal. I mean she.
The woman's father invites the whole crew to take a trip on this cruise line he owns.
Everyone who participated in the rescue.
Well, that includes CJ, Summer, Matt, and well, we gotta take Guido. He did call it in.
Mitch, not only are you being unusually generous with your save credits, you're taking advantage of this victim's family to get freebies for your friends. Though calling Guido a friend seems inappropriate. He's more like a goblin they keep as a pet.
Already, I'm smelling romance in the air.
Stephanie's gotta pull an actually on them, though, because the county has a policy against accepting rewards for rescues. But Mitch knows where it's at.
Captain Thorpe said we could go.
Yes!
Yeah. Said it's a slow season and we could use the time to recharge our batteries.
See? Problem solved!
You can take payment from victims if things are going slow on the beach. Can I be back on the show now?
Suck it, oldster!
And why is Thorpe being referred to as a captain again? I thought he left the show because he was promoted to chief. Maybe he got demoted for stupid calls like this.
We're going on a cruise. We're going on a cruise. We're going on a cruise.
I hate joy and laughter when it isn't passive-aggressive. Meanwhile, this big-shot drug dealer escapes while being transferred to another prison. Uh-oh, looks like our good buddy Hines has gone to the dark side. By the way, that guy's name was Hines. The Mitch was a mighty saving man, the girls were lame for sure. 6 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. Everyone's got a different plot going on, so try to keep up. Here's our motherfucking Guido plot. He discovers a widow on board the cruise has inherited, I quote, $1 zillion.
Her husband just died and left her $1 zillion.
So he decides to try and seduce her and get in on that sweet widow money action. Just another extremely likable comic relief character. How is he going to get her to fall for him? By posing as a count, of course.
Tell me, Guido, why did you leave your native land? Well, the people in my country are very backward. Oh, they only think of money.
Kill me. Meanwhile, Stephanie is being a total buzzkill, and as an aside, her ex-husband took her on a cruise once, so now she's bummed.
Do you think there's hope for me?
Absolutely not.
We have fun. Meanwhile, Summer recognizes that the drug dealer across from her, who is also on this cruise, has changed his appearance.
Aw, I get all the fun plots.
Meanwhile, this week, CJ is, drumroll, a former gambling addict, which makes this the third gambling addiction plot they've used on the show, but by far my favorite. Even funnier than Eddie getting dragged behind a boat, and that shit was hilarious. So there you have it, our simple setup. Mitch teaching Stephanie how to loosen up and have fun, Guido trying to seduce a widow, CJ suffering from a severe gambling addiction, Summer discovering an evil drug dealer, and Eyebrows with his vest. Now a little something for the ladies. Half of this two-parter is just shots of people doing cruise things. I don't think these episodes understand that watching people have fun is not the same thing as actually having it. But look at Leonardo DiCaprio over here. Can Marty get Mitch and Stephanie together at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance before it's too late? I'm not sure who's more confused here, stand-up comedy Mitch or toga party Stephanie.
Let me take the lead.
I got this, Stephanie.
You're doing it wrong.
No, you.
You taste like gravy.
I like being your friend.
Stephanie, I don't think you know what you like.
Typical woman, always thinking with your lipstick. Let me make these decisions for you.
Friends. No problem. I got it. We are friends.
Did he wipe his burger grease at her, or... But wait, could it be a Guido redemption arc?
I'm not the Count. I wasn't after you. I was after your money. I'm just a gigolo.
I don't care what you are. You turn me on. Kiss me, you fool!
Ew, not Guido sex. Ew, 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 ew. Haha, the classic sexual assault dance.
Guido, this man's aboard the ship.
Nicholas Rogo? Whoa, Summer. I think you've been out in the sun just a little too long.
Yeah, don't involve Guido in multiple plot show. Please, God, no. He doesn't have an acting range that adjusts itself to lines that don't involve wacky hand gestures or asshole schemes. Meanwhile, Stephanie discovers the drug dealer's goons dumping a body off of the ship. Hilarity ensues.
Avenge me!
Man, these drug dealers really don't know how to be subtle.
Actually.
Later, losers. You think that's scary? Wait till you see this cliffhanger.
Next week on Baywatch.
Next week right now. High off of her winning streak, CJ somehow mistakes Eyebrows for an appealing partner. It's a slippery slope. 1 minute you're winning at blackjack, the next you're making out with a curtain-coiffed Frenchman.
I thought we meant something to each other, CJ. Or are we still playing games?
What, is he turning into a serial killer? Is he supposed to be unlikable, or is that just a gift? Keep in mind, this is the same guy who invited her to a party so he could make out in front of her. But his sudden creepy gesture is glanced over in favor of CJ's gambling addiction backstory, which is as heartbreaking as it is uninteresting. Breasts! Eyebrows promises not to let CJ out of his sight to gamble again, but she sneaks away in the middle of the night like a blackjack zombie and ends up losing her winnings and becoming severely in debt. Thanks for the instant failure, Eyebrows! Meanwhile, the Hoff immediately starts ripping sleeves off in preparation for sexy stranded-at-sea scenarios.
Man, I make rescues look good.
This is the worst save I've ever been witness to. If I were rescuing me, I'd be back on the ship and drinking mimosas by now.
You think I like being away from the all-you-can-eat buffet for this long?
Give me your other sleeve. I'm gonna make a sale.
Shut up.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mitch von Malibu comes to me, speaking words of wisdom.
Ha ha! You'll starve before you drown!
Professional lifesaver Mitch Buchanan decides the best way to comfort the woman who has been shot in the arm and is suffering from shock is to continually laugh like a madman.
Damn it, it's a shark! Everyone knows sharks immediately attack everyone in their range of sight.
It looks too real.
Don't mind me, just hanging out in this pool a million miles away. Nice underwear, lady.
It smells the burgers in my pocket. We're toast!
What the hell was the point of that?
I love you. I always have. From the moment I met you.
I'm gonna stop you right there, lady. You're making a big mistake. Can't you see this is all triggered by your life or death situation and missing your ex-husband? That's not true love. You could be ruining a beautiful friendship. I was just trying to help. Ah!
And the blood lures over a swarm of other sharks who proceed to eat our heroes. The end. Can I just say, God bless whoever had to steer this stupid fake shark around. And God bless the editor for trying.
La 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 la, whoa, looks like I missed a B-plot here. By the way, there's an escaped convict on this ship, bye.
And the longer it goes, the less funny it gets. 10 days later, Summer thinks maybe telling the others about the drug dealer would be a good idea, which receives a tepid response at best.
What?
Everybody stay right where you are.
Uh-oh, looks like another severe emotional trauma to block out with amnesia later.
All of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. You've got eyebrows leaping from above, karate chopping sailors, and Summer kicking women in the face all in the span of 10 seconds. It's awesome. Viva la France!
Must eat burger.
Need to correct someone.
Guess who's eating well tonight?
Stephanie? Hang on, Stephanie.
What? Am I going crazy, or are we suddenly watching a montage from the early 1900s? Did Stephanie grow up during Anne of Green Gables? What is happening? For 3 solid minutes, the audience is left to wonder if they've suddenly had a stroke. What was the creative process behind this? This is somehow incredibly boring and complete insanity, so congrats on that stunning accomplishment, Baywatch.
You can't die, Stephanie! Who will I totally cream in every competition?
Mitch, when I said I loved you...
Yeah?
I lied. Be honest, how's my makeup?
So cold. If only I hadn't lost my one sleeve.
Yeah.
Just hold on! I'll never give up on you, Stephanie! You know, it's sad Stephanie's dead now, but she sure is delicious.
Looks like those 2 seagulls over there could use some rescue. Oh no, they've landed on Skull Island, and here's King Kong with it. Oh, it's just Mitch.
Stephanie, the doctors say you're gonna be just fine, but I've called in an expert for a second opinion.
Hang on. Aren't we forgetting to conclude the most important parts of this episode? CJ's gambling debt and Eyebrows' vest? These 2 mega plots collide as CJ explains how she got out of this mess.
I found the chip that the pit boss gave me. I went back into the casino, and I want it all back.
What? Let me get this straight, Baywatch. You commit a portion of your epic 2-parter to a crippling gambling addiction, and you solve it by having her gamble her debt away? Isn't that the opposite of the message you're trying to tell? That's like getting over a murder addiction by killing the detective who holds the one piece of evidence to convict you before swearing off serial killing for good. Wow.
Police! I'd like to see you again.
No! Next time on Baywatch, after the harrowing life or death situation Stephanie and Summer faced on vacation, they get to relax a little with a good old-fashioned double hostage situation.
Son of a Mitch!
You know, the vacation episodes were pretty exciting, but there was something here we go. It's Slade in his final appearance this season. Let the supreme awkwardness commence! So, are these 2 together for realsies now, or are they back to bud stage? It's hard to tell what the show remembers anymore. No word yet on whose grandma's couch got skinned to make Summer's dress. Check out this smooth one-liner from Don Juan to Uncomfortable here.
Hurry, I need resuscitation.
Slade, stop it. I'm on duty.
Slade gives Summer his mother's ring, saying she told him to keep it until he met the right girl. Jimbo Man! It's a miracle you can even dress yourself in the morning. You are in no position to make such a lasting commitment. Why does he look like he just smelled a huge fart when he gives it to her?
I'll come back around lunch and see you.
I wish I remembered how to walk. Meanwhile, Hobie is spying on Mitch with a super cool fiber optic camera. Say, that's really— oh god, no! Woo! Gaze in horror as the Hoff prepares to mount and pleasure you. It turns out Hobie was using his camera for evil, spying on women in the locker room. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, I guess.
Women's locker room. Not a bad idea.
I fear for anyone who has to call him their boss. But this isn't an episode for quirky sexual harassment lawsuits. This is the time for serious drama. With absolutely no introduction whatsoever, we suddenly cut to a scene of a detective telling our heroes about an escaped maniac on the beach. In no uncertain terms, this is a dangerous madman.
You ever see Silence of the Lambs? Jacob Kilmer makes Hannibal Lecter seem like Little Bo Peep.
I'm gonna call it right now. I don't remember anything about this episode, and I can still tell you they can't possibly live up to that promise. Also, props to the actor here, who tried but had no way of saving that awful line. You're right, man. Hannibal Lecter's got nothing on this guy. So yeah, that dude's straight up murdered. You know, not every show has to be so gritty and cynical. Sometimes you just gotta watch fluff shows like Baywatch. Lighten up, kid. It's not like this is the first dead body you've found.
Sloan, you want to come with me? We found something in the storm drain I think you should take a look at.
Ugh, dead bodies, am I right?
Well, I don't know. They just ask everybody to pack up their things and please exit to the parking lot.
Ah, pity. I was so enjoying myself here on the beach.
I was so enjoying myself here on the beach, like you, fellow sane person. In order to get out of the beach without being spotted during the evacuation, Scarier Than Hannibal takes Stephanie hostage. I guess it's a step up from last week? Balls!
Why don't you just turn the truck around and drive the boy over here?
Tell him the boy's much too scared.
I'm sorry, Mitch. He's really scared. I've got to drive and find his parents.
That's the worst acting I've ever heard.
Am I still in this episode?
Never mind.
So yeah, the psycho's pretty much immediately discovered, so he decides to hole up with Stephanie in a tower. Mitch turns this into an opportunity to argue with the detective.
It's my beach, pal. I'm in charge here.
That doesn't mean you're law enforcement, bud.
Damn it, I'm gonna become a PI just to spite you.
They back off to protect Stephanie, but, unbeknownst to our villain, Summer is in the tower, and she's got a broom. So what was her plan then? Trip him and do nothing?
I tried nothing and I'm all out of ideas.
Who could you possibly want less in a life or death? Oh wait, here comes Slade. You're saved. Summer, I need my mom's ring back. Ow!
Who guards the lifeguard's life when the lifeguard's life needs guarding?
Whoa man, deep. That's some Watchmen shit right there. That's a sweet gunshot wound, Jimmy. Thanks, bud. How can I be useless this episode?
Don't worry, let my comically large walkie-talkie be a comfort to you.
This dude is totally creepy, guys. Believe it. Can't you hear our bargain bin Halloween theme? Well, I guess this'll have to count for our montage this episode. I cannot believe how hard they're trying to be like a psychological thriller or something. This is amazingly tone-deaf, even for Baywatch. How fantastic would it be if Mitch and Eyebrows' plan to dig underneath the tower without telling anyone backfired completely and got Stephanie and Summer blown up? Maybe next time they won't go around playing MacGyver and leave the hostage negotiations to the police.
This would never happen if Garner weren't on vacation. He'd give us permission to do whatever we want.
Okay, I know Stephanie's a hard ass, so I'm not too worried about her. But do they have to inflict severe emotional trauma on Summer every week? Girl seems on the constant verge of a mental breakdown.
Don't you ever care about anybody else but yourself?
You dumb escape maniac, you're so selfish.
Quick sum up of events. Escape Maniac has asked for a chopper. He's going to take Summer with him and leave Stephanie in the tower. The tower is set up with a bomb, which will go off unless he deactivates it, which will guarantee his safety escaping. Part of this plan also involves disguising him and Summer as a ghost. Detective Duncelot has a sniper set up on the helicopter, ready to take out the escaped maniac, who he has a personal vendetta against and has been chasing for 2 years. Meanwhile, Mitch and Eyebrows have used Hobie's completely unrealistic science project, that fiber optic camera from earlier, to scope out the situation from underground. And by the way, he somehow made that. Now Mitch has determined that he must tunnel his way through the dirt like a sandworm to save Stephanie. Summer's mom and Hobie continue to be useless back at headquarters.
You don't really want me to give away the ending of the story, do you? It would kill the suspense.
Please, no, don't ruin it.
I hate ghosts!
Sheet fight! Bust me out of this joint. Mitch is getting all the save credit without me.
They're struggling with the cuffs for like 20 seconds before they come to the realization Summer should just use the keys in the cooler. Why didn't they just do that in the first place? Mitch! You don't need to call him for this.
Thank God for stunt doubles!
Really? She still hadn't unlocked it? Summer, you suck.
Wow.
You know, if you pretend the girls are running away from Hasselhoff during these shots, it makes it a whole lot funnier. Clearly I won! The police were kinda dicks to pause for him to laugh, though.
So how's Slade? Where is he?
He's in the hospital. He's gonna be alright.
Terrible news. I guess when you get into situations like this, there are no winners. Next time on Baywatch, Mitch falls in love with an Italian actress. Meanwhile, Guido's mother visits. Mamma mia! Three guesses as to what the opening conversation with Mitch and Hobie is about. Are they discussing A. Gender politics on the beach? B. The effects of global warming? Or C. Meat product?
What do you want for dinner?
Hot dogs.
Come on, I was thinking about my famous seafood gumbo.
Yeah, talk about cruel and unusual punishment.
That's it, I'm taking Hobie 3 out of his cloning tube.
Shortly after this father-son dinner convo, Mitch spots a woman swimming too close to some surfers. It's rain and surfboards! Hallelujah, it's rain and surfboards!
Lady in a save, it's a twofer, it's a twofer! Here, take these frozen peas, I'll never eat them.
Meanwhile, another Guido plot? Can't we go back to more pleasant things like that escaped maniac from last episode? And this is his worst plot ever, because his embarrassing mom is coming for a visit.
You told her you were a lifeguard?
I lie about stupid shit, that's what I do! So Mitch has known this woman for 5 seconds, and already he's falling head over Femi chicken legs for her. He has a flashback to him discussing his love life with Garner, which apparently disgusts himself?
Garner, I've met a million girls on this beach. More than I can remember.
I'd settle down in a minute if I could connect with the right woman.
That sandwich looked delicious.
The hell? Was he remembering himself remembering this? The woman is an Italian actress in town to shoot a movie, and Mitch is a pro at picking up hot foreign chicks. He asks her to help him fill out an incident report and makes his move.
Yeah, one last question right here. Would you like to have dinner with me?
Haha, unprofessional. Stunningly, I guess because the writers wanted to make Mitch seem more human, she's on the fence about it. So he proceeds to tease her like a 10-year-old.
Aha!
Lame move, Dad.
Shut up, Hobie 2!
Look, people in Europe just aren't as health conscious as you Americans.
Yep, that's pretty much what we Americans are known for.
Could you tell me, please, where I could find the Guido Torsini?
I'm not paid for lines.
Mama, Guido, Mama, Guido, Mama.
Ugh. Yeah, the one thing people were clamoring for was an expansion of Guido's family, because we needed more of this bullshit in our lives. I guess we should just consider ourselves lucky his mother wasn't played by the same actor in a wig and makeup. Meanwhile, a couple of crooks follow the actress home to rob her. She goes to the police, which makes sense, but here's where I get confused.
What happened?
A couple of guys broke into her house. Looks like a follow home. I'll see you at the station.
So, is there a reason they're acting like a lifeguard would somehow be involved with this case? Outside of Mitch wanting to jump her bones, he doesn't have anything to do with this investigation.
Thank you for coming.
It's okay. Garner said you could use a friend.
Oh, I see. He was called in an official friend capacity.
I haven't eaten anything all day. Maybe I should stop and get something.
Been in the perfect spot. Little place in Venice that specializes in experimental cuisine.
Okay, first of all, the woman already turned you down once, and now you're gonna take advantage of her vulnerability to invite her to your house for a pickup? And secondly, you're really gonna let her eat something Hobie made? That's cruel, man. Super cruel. Though I guess Hobie apparently could just make a fiber optic camera for a science fair project, so who knows? He could be a cooking savant. Sexy? Mitch meets a smoking hot Italian actress in a bikini, and his fantasy sequence has her dressed like Aunt Mildred? Whoa, what? Little Pinocchio Hobie? It just keeps getting worse. What is it lately with these Edwardian-era flashbacks?
Thank you for being so nice to a stranger.
Yes, truly Mitch was doing nothing motivated by self-interest. He is the hero we all need.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome, you're welcome.
Ew. Ew, 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 ew. So for whatever reason, Summer and CJ have helped Guido lie about being a lifeguard. To prepare him for duty, they challenge him to a 5-mile run up the beach. There's gotta be some really confused boners right now. This is how the world ends. Not with a bang, but with a montage of Guido doing god-awful slapstick. And someone actually drowns on his watch, resulting in a wrongful death lawsuit. Guido is sentenced to death row and executed in the electric chair. Actually, he ends up saving a little boy's life when the other lifeguards are away taking care of a riptide, thus teaching the audience a valuable lesson. Impersonating a professional life-saving individual has no negative consequences. Everything works out when you lie. Cool movie they're making. I love being a thug. Right on, bro. The actress recognizes her lighter and pinpoints the two thieves.
Mitch! It's them! The guys who robbed me, they're right there!
Freeze! Lifeguards arrest!
What's going on over there?
Oh, it's just one of those lifeguard chases. Happens all the time. Wanna go surf? Mitch loses them, but he gives a description of the perps to Garner.
Stakeout at Surfrider Beach?
That sure is the episode title. Is my stakeout pose sexy enough, ladies?
You're in possession of an illegal mullet. You're fined 1 haircut. Is there a reason Garner going to get them lunch is part of their tense stakeout montage? And did he and Mitch really need 6 bags worth of food? Wait a minute, that flashback from earlier was just a cutscene from the stakeout. Unless Mitch was having a premonition? Their stakeout yields no results, so they decide to go see Actress Lady and ask her some more questions. So, the stakeout at Surfrider Beach of the title is just an incidental scene that could have been cut out. As it happens, the thieves have returned to her house to get rid of her. I don't know why our heroes wouldn't have someone watching her, honestly. She pretty publicly pointed them out. That's pretty awful police work, Mitch and Garner.
That's the future mother of my army of children, you jerks!
What? Meanwhile, Guido fesses up to his mother, and then this happens.
I've come to live with you.
Nope, 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 nope! Were they trying to pitch Mama Guido as a recurring character? Did they seriously think the audience could handle that much sticky mugging? Good lord, what a threat. But as proof that there is a merciful God watching over us, this is the last we ever see of Guido. Thank you! Praise the Lord! Burger party at my place! Suck it, Guido, you piece of shit! So anyway, Actress Lady is going back to Italy after the movie. I guess the excitement of LA was just too much for her. Also, Mitch is a clingy creep who instantly imprints on every woman he sees. But there is a happy ending to this story after all.
Guess it wasn't meant to be.
Well, that's the story of my life.
Do I sense a little bit of datelessness on your part this evening? Well, if it's any consolation, the whiz kid is cooking veal scallopini tonight. You're invited. Get out of here.
Aww, these two kids are gonna make it. Next time on Baywatch, Mitch is paralyzed. Can he be healed through the power of product placement? Don't go anywhere. Aw man guys, you want to talk quintessential Baywatch episodes, I will gladly point you to Shattered. Sure, there are episodes with goofier, more outlandish comedic premises, but there are few finer examples of the melodramatic gone magnificently wrong. This is primo soap opera stuff right here.
Hey Mitch, that rash ointment you ordered came in. For that venereal disease that you have. For your penis!
Clearly, the simmering romance between Mitch and Stephanie is coming to a boil. Just when things start heating up over these incident reports, Mitch lets out his hopelessly romantic side.
There's a very small word for what I'd like to do right now. Eat. I'm starved. Aren't you starved? Let's take a break.
Hey, here's something new. Some drunk folks being irresponsible on some rocks. Gary here is an award-winning stunt actor from The Fast and the Furious. Just thought you'd like to know. So the dumb drunkies get stuck and are in need of some saves. Parting like the Red Sea, our heroes reveal our true leading man, Ship McBoatington. With the dream team of Shippy, Numi, and the Petty Squabble twins, they've pretty much got this rescue in the bag. That is, until Poseidon, god of the sea, decides to punish Mitch for his hubris.
Mitch, look out!
Oh, that is like full-on uvula action right there. That's how you know this is a grave situation.
Hobie, this is your fault!
Come here, you big dope.
Don't tell anyone this wasn't my save.
Nope, the credit is all mine.
No, just let me die!
Come on! Be careful climbing to the top.
What? Okay, I know your friend has been seriously hurt, but you can't just abandon your other victims. We've got a main character in trouble. Move it or lose it! Poor Alexandra Paul. Do you think she got hazard pay for having to do a scene under the crushing weight of David Hasselhoff? Look at this, he's drowning her. Where are the other rescue victims at? Still climbing up that cliff by themselves?
Help! Jeez, this guy's eating a lot of burgers.
Still a sex symbol.
Nipple honk.
Doctor, give it to me straight. Will I ever be able to do a save again?
I'm afraid you've got a case of the no saves. And it's terminal.
Don't worry, Dad. I'll take care of you.
Shut up, Hobie. This isn't about you.
So get ready for some belly laughs, folks, because Mitch is paralyzed.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mwah, mwah, delicious drama. So good. No sarcasm, though. If I'm being honest, David Hasselhoff is putting in a stellar performance. So I'm just gonna add the root beer theme over the scene to goof it up.
But I am gonna walk. I mean, I am gonna walk again.
I wish I could give you some guarantees, Mitch. And I can't stress enough that physical therapy is crucial if you're to walk again.
Well, thank God he's a main character, so chances are he'll make a full, impossible recovery within a day or so.
So things are pretty depressing right now, and good news, this is a two-parter. But overcoming inconceivable physical odds to inspirational tunes is just not enough of a story for Baywatch, so we need to get some action in here. And what's more action-packed than a little boy who was shot in the spinal cord trying and failing to save his brother's life during a drug deal gone bad, and now he's the only witness and therefore dead meat numero uno.
You know what'll get rid of those paralysis blues? An ice-cold Pepsi.
Well, this is a load of... Oh, look at the little kitty!
Here, kitty, kitty. Come here, kitty, kitty.
Pass.
If you guessed that this episode would also include a cliched, seemingly unconventional physical therapist who specializes in tough love and sass, you'd be correct.
I'm gonna do everything I can to get you out of that chair, because I want to see those buns of yours up and moving.
I'm tough but fair.
This will be a tumultuous but ultimately learning experience.
The hell's that camera doing here?
But wait, let's stack up our cliche count with a corrupt cop who was in on the drug deal all along. But how will we know this guy is in Chicago?
We nail these gangbangers, they'll hand us our suppliers on a silver platter.
Thanks, good work. North has the kids stashed in some rehab center out in L.A. I'm on my way. Don't worry. I'll make it look like an accident.
I'm still on the line.
Mitch, the way you got hurt saving that girl, if you had a chance to do it over again, would you do the same thing, even knowing what happened?
That's a no.
Mitch, I'm not gonna let you do this to yourself.
Do what?
Give up. You told me in rookie school that I was a quitter. I was. But you told me to fight for what I believed in.
I'm fighting! Just don't know what the hell I'm fighting for.
Alas, another typical beach fight is broken out, because the beach patrol only exists to call in lifeguards. I'm deadly curious about the backstory here. Like, what dispute erupted between angry black man wearing a curtain vest and goateed Asian man in an Oakland Raiders shirt?
I told you to stop this!
You tell him, eyebrows. Probably not for this specific reason, but there is a rule about more than one lifeguard being assigned to a tower. So you know, when your surfer Frenchman is busy in a bout of fisticuffs, the lookout isn't left to the pot roast in a wheelchair.
That could have been my save.
You gotta promise not to tell my dad a word of this. He'll never let us come to the beach again.
Homie, you insensitive little asshole. That's not even true. Mitch once let you go to the beach unsupervised with the full knowledge a vengeful samurai was looking to kill his loved ones. Who's that guy? Who cares?
And now, part 2 of Shatter.
Because they're really stretching for time with this two-parter, they follow the part 1 recap and inspirational montage with a flashback to a previous episode about Mitch's paraplegic friend. Meaning you're gonna have to wait about 10 minutes for something substantial to happen. So question, is this episode more hilarious than that time Mitch fell off of a hang glider, broke his leg, got bitten by a rattlesnake, and fell down a mountain? Answer, an unequivocal yes, because that episode doesn't have this iconic scene. Let me lay it out for you. Mitch has hit the anger point of his recovery, and is not exactly handling his newfound paralysis well. I mentioned it briefly before, but credit where credit is due, the acting is actually really good. So let's try and ruin that, shall we? No one sabotages Baywatch better than Baywatch, so here's the worst possible way they can try and handle this touchy subject.
Try to knock this can over. Focus! Focus! Try as hard as you can. Come on. You can do it. I know it, Dad. Come on. Try. Try harder.
Just leave me alone, will ya?
That is one of the most classic Baywatch things I've ever seen. I am stunned speechless by this beautiful moment of television. What a time to be alive. Hobie just tried to cure Mitch's inability to walk through product placement. What is essentially a scene of a man not coming to terms with a life-altering spinal injury and taking out his frustrations on his son instead turns into the Pepsi Paralysis Hour. Hope the money was worth it, Pepsi, because this was the most watched show on television. 1 billion people now associate your sparkling corn syrup with the crippling reality that recovery is a slow and sometimes unattainable goal, undercut by Baywatch's episodic nature that will most certainly have Mitch walking again within the next half hour.
Alright, Mitch, time to put on your big boy pants. If this were my injury, I'd already be running a marathon by now.
In an inspirational moment, Mitch realizes that just because he's in a wheelchair, that doesn't mean he can't be pathetically competitive in every aspect of his life.
What do you say we go teach those guys how to play that game?
That was me, I did that.
Okay, so I lied before about Slade's last appearance this season. He's actually still here via stock footage, so enjoy.
I can't believe how totally here he is.
Everyone at headquarters is totally bummed that Mitch is gone, and they remember how to pad the runtime with some fond old footage.
Remember that big rescue that Mitch went out on before rookie school started?
Wait, really? That's the only scene they flash back to. When tasked with finding the most memorable Mitch moment, they decide to recap the bag rescue / shower razzing? This was really a situation they felt was worth revisiting? And then Hobie remembers when Mitch tried to strangle him to death.
I can't believe how much more attention he's getting than me.
Ah, the old dress up like a doctor to sneak in and kill a patient trick. Nightman strikes again. If only he wasn't completely blind, he'd notice the kid really obviously leaving a trail of baseball cards behind them. Also, can the kid with completely free arms not untape his mouth? Is this hospital so devoid of people that no one came out and said, "Hey, what's with that kid's duct tape mouth, doctor?" What was going to be his answer for that one? Try and make sense of this plan, okay? Corrupt cop has a gun on him, yet he takes the kid to the pool instead to presumably fake a drowning. And yet, he has grabbed and knocked out the physical therapist, meaning they would know immediately there was foul play. It's after hours, so the kid would not be in the pool area, nor would he be able to operate the machine that lowers him on his own. Also, why doesn't he just throw him in? In addition, even if he removed the duct tape, there would still be residue left on his face. But that's a moot point, I guess, because he doesn't remove it. So, I'm left wondering why he doesn't just shoot him. Hell, smother him with a pillow in his room. I'm a better child murderer than you. The answer, of course, is because it gives Mitch more time to come to the rescue. Security guards don't exist. Look at Mitch's intense button-pushing face. Oh shit, they're back in Mitch's domain. Can't you read Mitch's shirt, man? He's a champion. What, is this guy filled with rocks? Why is he so non-buoyant? Turns out, the only physical therapy Mitch needed was a good old-fashioned grapple with a murderer. Wait a second, let me see that again. I knew it! Dead. So yeah, Mitch moved his foot and now he's totally able to walk with a cane. What an inspirational episode. You will believe in miracles. Guns truly do heal people.
Wow, I healed nearly instantaneously, and you'll be in that chair forever. Sucks to be you, small child who we'll never see again.
Mitch did get a stylish pair of moccasins out of the deal, so hey.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket.
I exist again. Let's race.
Boo! Next time on Baywatch, in a serendipitous bit of scheduling, they immediately follow Mitch's paralysis with an episode where he kickboxes. Meanwhile, CJ is torn between being a model and a lifeguard. Kick ass! Every once in a while, the planets align and everything just sort of falls into place in the most perfect, delicious manner. Such was the case when I discovered that they decided to follow up the melodramatic two-part special about Mitch's paralysis with an episode wherein he kickboxes. Never have I seen such a dazzlingly tone-deaf juxtaposition of ideas. That's a bit like having an episode where Mitch discovers he has diabetes, and then the next week he immediately enters a pie-eating contest. So, I don't know, kickboxing was something Eyebrows always did. Sure, why not?
Now to get my revenge for being arrested in Princess of Tides.
Okay, so he's playing a different character this time. Michael, who was a former Navy SEAL buddy of Mitch's who holds a grudge against him for getting him kicked out of the service. Michael here is played by Lauren Avedon, a seasoned martial artist, probably best known for the No Retreat, No Surrender sequels and King of the Kickboxers. You're gonna see quite a handful of martial artists in this episode. For another example, the ref is Gene LaBelle, world champion in wrestling and in judo, who's known as the godfather of grappling. Clearly, he is best known as the guy on Baywatch who said... Anyway, back to the air quotes plot.
Oh, my paralysis kicked in again!
Summer has drastically changed her personal style for just one episode. I can only assume she was listening to a lot of grunge at the time. She has become intrigued by Eyebrows' kickboxing rival, bad boy Steve Thorne and professional Vanilla Ice wannabe. I don't know, I'm feeling very trivia heavy this episode, but IMDb hilariously miscredits the role as being played by Scott Thorson, former lover of Liberace who had Matt Damon play him in the adaptation of his memoir Behind the Candelabra. In reality, this is a different Scott Thorson, who was cast in a sole acting role after becoming the amateur California state kickboxing champion. He led a very troubled personal life, but apparently nowadays he's turned his life around and become a preacher. Good for you, dude. A hearty pat on the back. Now I'm gonna make fun of your stupid adult overalls.
I don't think that kickboxing is a sport or an art. I think it's barbaric. Yeah, well then why do you do it?
Because it's also my way out.
Of what?
Where I've been, where I am.
My undetermined boyfriend and I are on a break ever since he became stock footage. Wanna go out?
Dating women who hate my passion is my way out of where I've been, where I am.
Is that a yes?
Saying yes is my way out of where I've been, where I am.
So...
Where I've been, where I am.
Meanwhile, CJ met a French photographer who wants her to model for him.
A photographer asked me to pose for him on the beach once.
Really?
Said it was for his college thesis. I ended up on the cover of a calendar with naked women in life vests. The county wasn't too pleased.
Mitch, you literally just stole one of Shawnee's plots and pretended it was your own.
Well, Alain Berger is legitimate. I checked him out.
So what is the problem?
Oh, I'm offended by this stereotyping.
Thanks, Nike. Is that Anthony Guidera from the movie Species? Winner of the MTV Movie Awards Best Kiss as presented by the band Kiss? What the hell even were the 90s? But how can he transform the hideous, slovenly Pamela Anderson into a stunningly gorgeous swimsuit model? Via the power of montage, of course. I just don't get this shoot. I'm not sure on the, theme? What is happening here? Couch, wagon wheel, carousel, British footguard mannequin, paired with the American flag swimsuit? Set up by the French photographer? Am I missing something? What kind of multicultural mess? Meanwhile, Steve explains to Summer that he has to win this tournament so he can go pro. This is so different from her other boyfriend Slade, who wants to win tournament so he can go pro, and lives in his car, and has an abusive dad, and blonde hair, and questionable acting abilities.
What?
I must break you.
You're gonna witness some subtle acting here by Lauren Avedon. Watch the master at work. Steve is disqualified for using an illegal move and recruited by the king of nuance himself for an underground kickboxing competition.
Ugh, what was I thinking with that one?
Remember, CJ totally checked out this guy. He's got no ulterior motives, which is why he coaches her by taking her over to the fireplace, telling her to get on her knees, and then to kiss him.
Just pretend like my mouth is the lens of the camera.
Pretend his mouth is the lens of the camera? Okay, that's not modeling, dude. You're asking for her dental photos.
And you will open up to me as never before to any other man. Not even yourself.
What are you doing badly fake crying over here? You want a soda, champ?
I think I got the cover girl job.
So, can I have the soda?
Steve, let me come to this underground kickboxing match with you.
Only if you completely change your hairstyle by the time we get there.
Deal.
I don't really want to fight you either. So maybe there's a way we can all work together. Find me another opponent.
Seems like an overly contrived workaround I've come up with, but oh well, acting!
So via Summer being held hostage for about the 6,000th time this season, Michael calls up Mitch and challenges him to a kickboxing match to the death. Holy Toledo! You saw it here, folks. Lauren Avedon versus David Hasselhoff. Iffy stunt double. The crowd of three goes mild.
was me. I totally did that.
I can't believe how totally him that was. That is the face of a man who knows he's gonna get mitched.
Are you guys okay?
We've had better days.
Yeah, I'll see.
You know, I don't think this kidnapper's heart is really in it. So, worth a mild chuckle, but I think we can amp up the ridiculousness of this. Can't we have an unnecessarily over-the-top kung fu fight involving kitchen equipment? Oh my god, what kind of stove is that? That burner shot up like 3 feet in the air! I'm dying. Dying! This is the best fight scene ever! This episode is a mixture of 2 of my favorite things, Baywatch and stupid martial arts flicks, so I can give it nothing less than 6 thumbs up.
Well, I guess that's what they mean by dead weight.
I killed him.
Meanwhile, in the plot you forgot about, CJ has to decide if she'll stay a lifeguard or travel the world as a model. Her decision is made for her when, in the only instance of this happening in 11 seasons, she is accidentally clawed in the face by a drowning victim. Ew, this is no good. Now you are hideous, Pamela Anderson. Lifeguarding is about more than beauty, which is why this never happens again and we always have waterproof makeup on. That's right, CJ, you tell him. Ew, get off the show, Uggo. Next time on Baywatch, Kay exists again! Meanwhile, an Australian but incompetent new lifeguard attempts to kill Mitch. Crikey! Hey there folks, as you can hear, I'm being super quiet so I can view the David Hasselhoff in his natural environment. Note the pukey sepia tone to indicate a flashback to 10 years ago, despite no attempt to make David Hasselhoff look younger in the slightest. Here you can view yet another failed rescue attempt that will haunt him for a single episode. Truly, breaking new ground for this Baywatch star. And then a dog! Ah! Hot diggity damn! We're on a roll with Mitch-centric episodes lately. Let's keep it going, Baywatch. So Kay exists again. As a reminder, this is Hoffwife. But how did Pamela Bach find the time to guest star on this once or twice a year and do 5 episodes of the show Sirens, making her among just a handful of actresses who have done 2 television series concurrently?
I think I hope he's a well-adjusted kid.
Blow smoke up my ass, why don't you?
When Mitch sees a damn dirty dog drowning in the ocean, he's met with a perplexing quandary. Finish eating his sandwich, or go finish off the dog.
It's so weird!
Good thing we have this dog net. A single dog in the water, let's call in the whole damn team, guys. Guys, look at this. Kano's gonna lasso him a dog. This is fabulous. So this is Wiley Brown, our newest Australian but incompetent lifeguard, who has arrived via exchange program. Can I come back from Australia yet? That's a negative, mate. Eyebrows. The state of your hair. Mel Gibson, you are not.
This lasso did nothing!
Come on, mate. You're the size of a bloody dingo.
What country is he from? Everyone is super happy about Wiley's dog rescue. Everyone except for Mitch, who has the double burn of having a save shown up and another dog alive in the world.
All you had to do was scoop that dog up with a net.
What a different idea, Baywatch, having an Australian but incompetent lifeguard who is more interested in showboating than proper safety. Stephanie, however, thinks Mitch is upset because he and Wiley are just too alike.
Wiley Brown's just the Australian Mitch Buchanan.
I mean, Mitch does know a thing or two about lassoing animals on the beach, I'll give her that.
G'day. Now where is my mate? Oh, Butte, good on you.
I can't figure out where you're from, you're such a mystery. Looks like his discount court wardrobe has even seduced Kay.
How about the time I pulled a dingo out of a quicksand swamp, huh?
Then it stole me pants and shirt, so I had to wear this towel with me boots. Mitch goes to the showers to presumably try and steam cook his 8-burger lunch when Eyebrows asks to borrow some aftershave from his locker.
Oh my god. Don't move.
As it turns out, it was Wiley's snake, which he assures them is not poisonous. He was just keeping it in a sack in his locker because sure, why not? Oh, come on! He gives Stephanie a boomerang as a gift? Is his goal to be offensively Australian?
Men.
Wiley asks Mitch's permission to have a go at Kay, to which Mitch responds that they're not dating, so he doesn't need his permission. What was that romantic table at the beach about then? She spends their entire date uncomfortably shifting away from his creepy physical contact while Mitch watches with binoculars from a distance. Personally, I don't really get why she's interested in either one.
This seems like a man thing, Mitch.
Mitch tells the story of the 10 years ago flashback from the beginning, where he went to Australia and failed to save a windsurfer from drowning. I'm sure this in no way connects to the recently arrived hot-headed and seemingly dangerous Australian lifeguard. During Mitch's emo cry-cry montage, he realizes his brakes have been cut. I gotta say, they couldn't have picked a better soundtrack for the scene. I don't know about carrying all of those explosives on the rescue truck, guys. Mitch begins to suspect that, perhaps, someone is trying to kill him. And Wiley, being the obvious choice, he expresses his concerns to Stephanie.
He was washing my truck when I left.
Therefore, he's guilty of attempted murder? Oh, come on, Mitch.
This sounds like a big old case of penis envy, Mitch. I studied this at Feminism University.
He put a snake in my locker for no reason.
He gave me a boomerang. Would a killer do that?
I guess?
Case closed. Oi, dingoes ate my baby!
This is time to get introspective. Now to confront Wiley about this completely alone. Wait, what? He'd have no way of knowing Mitch was coming. Was he just waiting on the ceiling just in case anyone came by? Even Wiley's soundtrack is overbearingly Australian. Listen to that didgeridoo. You might want to sit down for this shocking news, people, but it turns out the woman Mitch failed to save in Australia was Wiley's wife, and thus he inexplicably waited 10 years to enter a lifeguard exchange program to orchestrate improbable accidents, only to give up at the end and just try to burn him to death in a tower.
Oh no, what an accident! But it wasn't an accident.
Mitch manages to burn the ropes free, then reacts to the fire like a Frankenstein.
Ah, fire bad, burger good! Huh, made out pretty well for someone who's completely in flames.
So he basically saved himself. Failure for murderers and rescuers alike.
I'll show you who's the better lassoer. My save, you koala-eating son of a bitch!
Put another shrimp on the barbie!
How about a little Wiley on the Barbie tonight, huh?
Baywatch, But what country was he from?
Next season on Baywatch,
Mitch is jealous of his ex-wife's new fiancé. When their plane crashes underwater, will he rescue them or just let them die? Cleared for takeoff.